Evening, Iain Lee, Talk Radio, Monday night, coming up to 10 o'clock. Let's try and have a... Shall we try and have a nice, calm one today? It's entirely up to you. You're the ones what call in. Rhys Thomas is calling up, is going to be on the show later on. Who he? Down the line, Brian Pern, and various other bits, and indeed, what can only be described as pieces. But we'll start off with your calls, guys. 0844 499 1000. I've got a few ideas, and I'll tell you about those after we get the latest news with Talk Radio.
Iain Lee on air and off the leash on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Just started working. Right, got to bring you a little bit closer. So we can plug you into there. Right, so you're charged up. Can you hear that music playing? Can you hear me talking? And I managed to block the shitty knickers guy. So I managed to block the shitty knickers guy earlier. I managed to block the shitty knickers guy on Periscope. Boom. In your face. Don't fuck with me. Just me get rid of the headphones and you can't hear it. Is it too loud? I said no. It'd be quieter with calls. We've got to play around with it a little bit. Is that a bit better? Shoes are off. But what have I forgotten from my ritual? My watch, of course. Got to take the watch off. Now then. Oh, I've been to... You can now, you didn't tell me this. Watch is off. You can share this, can't you, by flicking it up and hitting share. Is that right? So, could you flick it up and share? The watch is off. I wear it on my right wrist. Can you flick up while you're watching me and share? Flick, swipe left, right, whatever you have to do, and share. Thank you. I can't see your... Oh, I can't see your names. They're too far away, but thank you. Here, we're off to a good start. Yasser's the first call. Yes, I had a meeting. Shared. I want to see you all sharing. Thank you. Love you. You're very kind. We're going to... The meeting was great. The thing I'm most interested in is using 2 cameras, but it's tricky with the Wi-Fi setup. So it'd be great to have a camera on Kath as well, but it's tricky with the Wi-Fi setup, so I apologise. Share. What do you do? Flick up and click share or something? I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. We'll start the show, shall we? So, there we go. That's the start of the show, over and done with. Busy show. Tomorrow, I should say, we're going to do it. We're going to do new callers only tomorrow. We've got a busy show tomorrow. Ed Robertson, the lead singer from the Bare Naked Ladies, is coming on the show live, all the way from Canada via Telefono. And then all we're going to do tomorrow, all we're going to take tomorrow is our calls from new callers. So you can't have called me before. Now, it could be, Yasser, it could be brilliant, or it could be a car crash, or it could be, what's the third option, Yasser?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
So, it could be brilliant, it could be... Hang on, I'm just blocking someone on... I can block people on Periscope. I know how to do it now, so don't give me that. You can watch the show, by the way, as well as listening on talkradio.co.uk. You can also watch it by going to periscope.tv/Iain Lee, IAINLEE. So tomorrow's show, yes, will either be brilliant, rubbish,
all right.
Just all right. Do you know who Ed Robertson is?
I take it. Is he from Bare Naked Ladies?
Yeah, he is. Do you like the Bare Naked Ladies?
I don't think I know who they are.
Right, let me play you. Okay, have you got 1 minute 45 seconds?
Who?
You.
Yeah, fine.
All right, have a listen to this. Bang. It's them.
I need it from the big. I knew this, but I thought that's one of my favourite shows, The Big Bang Theory. Anyway.
Here's the weird thing I found out about my dad just before he died, right? Didn't know a lot about my dad. I found out just before he died that was his favourite TV programme.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Isn't that, well, yeah, I just thought of all the things, you know, to find out about your old man, it's that he really likes. I could never get to grips with that programme, really.
No, I just watched it, and then, I still sometimes watch
Prove it.
There's like, I can prove it, there's like, I think there's 6 characters, I don't know if you don't know yourself, what's that guy?
I don't believe you've ever watched it. I don't believe you've ever.
I've watched it.
Prove it.
John Gillespie, there's 2 nerds,
Yeah.
and there's a hot female opposite the...
Okay, I believe you watched it. Yes, so say hello to Alan.
Hello, Alan.
Hello. You alright?
Yeah.
I think this is the equivalent, the radio equivalent of Crossing the Streams.
I don't know.
Sorry, Alan?
Is it Ghostbusters 2?
No. It's Yasser, and we're discussing the Bare Naked Ladies, the pop group. We're discussing the Big Bang Theory, the television programme, and anything that comes to mind, Alan.
Well...
And can I just say, neither of you gentlemen will be allowed to call me tomorrow.
So I've got a night off tomorrow?
Well, you know you don't get paid for this, Alan. You have a night off every night. You're doing voluntary
well,
work.
I get paid by the taxpayer. You know that.
Okay, I didn't... Yes. Yes, so what did you call in for?
I called in, it's not a topic that you, it's a topic that you did. I want to talk about something that you did, you know, with Matt Haig.
Oh yeah, I'm just reading Matt Haig's name. Do you ever get that thing when you're reading a book or a newspaper or a magazine, and as you read a word like castle, they'll say the word castle on the TV at the same time that you're reading it. Have you ever had that?
No, I never watch TV and read the book at the same time. I never done that.
Well, okay, magazine. You must have. All right. You've read Mojo magazine whilst listening to a record.
I don't know what that magazine is. Sorry, mate.
Okay, well, you must, Alan, you must have been reading a word and then heard that word at the same time on, like, the TV or a song or the radio. You've never been reading it, and the sentence is, because she was, because I'm, right, so you're reading something, and it says, you're reading the story, and it goes, I'm 18, she's 30, does that make me dirty? And then you hear a song, and it says exactly the same words.
Yeah.
I'm 18, she's 30, does that make me dirty?
And do you not think, I'm just reading those words at the same time?
How freaky is that?
So, how freaky is that?
I know, it's very weird.
I might get. Do you know what I might do when I get home, Alan?
What's that, Ian?
I might get my freak on.
Ooh, with Fandango?
No, by myself. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say something.
Can I just give out the phone number? Because just so that people know how this, because it's a very odd start to the show. We've got lots of people watching us around the world and listening on talkradio.co.uk and may never have listened before. So, it's a phone-in show, unlike any phone-in show on the radio at the moment. Basically, you call up and you talk about what you want. I've got stuff to talk about, but that's kind of almost irrelevant. You phone up, 084... You, Alan, you do the number.
0844 499 1000. Remember, they call you back.
And I'll do it in English, 0844 499 1000, and remember, we will call you back. So you call up, you speak to Katherine or Iain, they'll take your name and number, they'll call you back, you come back on. That's how it works for the first 2 hours. It gets a little bit different after midnight, but we'll come to that bridge. We'll cross that bridge, guys, when we get to it. Now, Yasser.
Yeah, and what did you say?
A lot of people on the Periscope and on Twitter saying you're sounding very muffled again.
But I'm not. I don't understand. I'm not on hand. I'm on normal phone. I don't.
And then a lot of people saying you're very breathy, Alan.
Oh, no. Well, I have that effect on people.
Well, no, okay.
What I was going to say was, sorry.
Yeah? Yeah, no, I'm listening, I'm waiting. I'm getting a pen. Moving over here, I'm getting a pen, but I've got my headphones on, so you're the same volume.
I was saying that I was listening to your interview with Matt Haig, and most of the interview I didn't quite get, but the last 7-8 minutes, man, I think he had, where he was talking about mental health, depression, kind of stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I relate quite a lot to that one because it was quite... And then you had other callers, I think, last week as well, was quite powerful.
Yeah.
Caller talking about that.
Yeah.
And I know that because I kind of really badly before suffered from that kind of thing myself. So I wasn't going to actually even talk about that really, but I thought, should I call in about that? But then I heard other people mention that in previous weeks. I thought I can call in about that because I kind of can relate to the experiences.
Yeah.
And when like something that somebody might not know is like when I used to call your radio station like that on the other station like all the time.
Yeah. Years ago. Yeah.
Okay, that's because I was at my really, really worst. When you were talking about suicidal thoughts and stuff like this, that's why I used to call in your show quite a lot. That's why I used to call in your show because I know you share that kind of thing because I was watching on Periscope and you were sharing those kind of experiences.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you kind of suicidal thoughts and stuff like this. And I just want to also say that I heard other people saying it and I thought that wasn't going to sure whether to call in about that. But then you were kind of talking about it, and I thought other people talking about it. So
well, you've called in and you've spoken about it now, and I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because I imagine that will surprise a lot of people that you felt like that, and I guess it goes to show that none of us know what anyone is going through at one particular time, do we?
It's like sometimes you were saying it. I think as well when you're doing your thing, you're kind of facing it, but when people don't. Now on the radio or public facing it, but when nobody's seeing you, that's when you're kind of.
Yeah, sir. What you're saying is really important, and I'm not. And this isn't a gag now, right? But your phone line is awful, man. It is awful, and it's. I don't know what it is, but it's. And we're getting what you're saying, but it's people are having to pay extra attention, which is good actually. They make people work hard. But your phone isn't very good.
I don't know whether it's because last time I phone said. There was a problem because I was on loudspeaker. Now I'm not on loudspeaker, so...
No, I don't know what it is. Well, I get people saying the phone sounds like he's underwater and stuff. So I don't... But, so I appreciate you sharing that. You know, and the beauty of this show is that people can call up about anything they want, within reason, obviously.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. But yes, and you're going to hate me. People are really struggling to hear what you're saying. It's because of your phone. It's not you. It's not what you're doing. It's not anything we're doing. It's your phone is Pony. Is there any other phone that we could call you on?
You can't. You can't call me on my house phone.
Can we?
Yes. Let me just the phone. You can call me on my house phone.
All right. I'm going to pass you back to Catherine. She's going to call you on your house phone. Alan, stay there. We're going to have a break. 0844 499 1000. 0844 499 1000. People, we will call you back. Struggling to kind of get the show taking off. Yeah, so you're on a landline now.
Yeah.
Still can't hear you.
Catherine said it was okay.
It's a lot better. Can we boost his line a little bit? I've got him on the maximum here and he seems very quiet. Right, Yasser?
Yeah.
So you Alan, stop breathing.
Sorry.
No, just stop. So Yasser, was there another point you wanted to make?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, this is much better.
A couple of quick other ones, if that's okay.
Yes.
I was watching the Periscope on Friday's show.
I'm getting loads of flack from the people on Periscope because I've not put a title on it.
You sometimes put on title. Just put Iain Lee.
I can't. I'll have to stop it now. I'll have to stop it, and I can't be bothered.
Okay.
I don't matter.
No, I was watching Periscope on Friday's show.
Yeah, you got to be careful on that Periscope because I have seen some very mucky stuff on there.
The thing is, I was watching. I think it was that guy. Was it Nick that was calling for half an hour? And
yep.
I saw that thing, and I think people on there were saying, "Oh, offended," but I know on the radio people couldn't hear that, but on Periscope we could.
Yeah.
So he used a bit of.
He used indoor language. He used 3 indoor swear words. One began with an F.
Funny.
One began with an F. One began with a P, and one.
I only heard 2 of them.
One ended with a cur.
I didn't hear that one, but. I found that quite funny anyway.
I found it funny. You would have seen me laughing when I did what is now become known as the double dump. Where were you on the double dump?
And people were saying they were offended. I was thinking, why are you offended? It's 12 o'clock.
Well, in this country, but people might be watching in America where it's like 3 in the afternoon.
I didn't.
And we don't like indoor language on the radio. We don't like indoor language. But yes, if you're watching on Periscope, you will get all the swears.
Yeah. Actually, one final thing, if that's okay.
Yep, go on.
I think before you said, have you ever?
I'm going to introduce some music in this conversation, but we'll still be able to hear because I'm going to play it nice and low.
I've actually been, magic, been kind of been present in kind of some live magic, actually.
Oh yeah, real. Isn't that spooky, Yasser? Because I was looking at that in my little box, not box. What's the thing you open with pages? Book of topics, and I saw the real magic one, and I shed a little tear because no one called in about it, and I thought it was a blinder. The question was, have you ever been in the presence of real magic with a K?
Yeah, I have been. I haven't. I just saw this on your previous tour. I had to done it before, but it was only kind of a small magic. It was actually when I went to to Trafalgar Square, and there was this guy doing the stuff like little small magic. And it was like took my ring. Right?
Wow!
He made it disappear and then made it reappear.
What? With your ring?
Yeah.
Did you give him permission to take your ring?
Yeah, I was there. I give him
so you offered him your ring?
Yeah.
And he took it? In Trafalgar Square?
My eyes, and then it reappeared. And,
did it hurt?
I was actually closer than you are to Cat in the studio. I was closer than that.
No cats in the studio. Did it hurt when he took your ring?
No, I gave it to him. He didn't.
Well, that's a generous offer.
And then I know that guy, so it was fine anyway.
Okay, so you give your ring to guys you know.
No, I know that guy does magic. Actually, I've seen him on YouTube do magic.
He made his wand disappear and then reappear repeatedly.
Are you trying to be innuendo on that?
Innuendo, more like, sunshine.
No, I don't think to what end.
Did he put his finger in your ring? Did he? You have a little bit of euphoric recall there, yes?
No,
yes, sir. I can boogie.
That's because you're trying to be carry on.
You carried on with a strange man in Trafalgar Square who you gave him your ring and he put his finger in it.
Not like that. You don't get your mind out of the gutter.
My mind is you brought the whole of London into the gutter by offering your ring to gentlemen in Trafalgar Square and then letting some man take it.
Put on your finger.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, and then I know that it's like I'm not giving it to a random guy. I know that guy because
so it's romantic and that's fine. I don't have a problem. Yes, sir.
No, it's not like that.
I don't have a problem with it.
Don't try to be. I don't know if
I lost my last job because I was defending you guys.
Sorry, what?
Yes, so nice to talk to you, mate. Take care of yourself, yeah?
Yeah, no sweat.
Speak to you later on. Thank you, yes, sir. 0844 499 1000. Alan, at last. We're alone, Alan.
Yeah.
At last.
I'm a bit depressed tonight.
Oh, flipping heck. Why is that, bud? I don't know why I'm laughing. No, I'm laughing at someone else's misery. Why is that, Alan?
Because my football team got relegated the weekend.
They got what?
Relegated.
They got what?
They got knocked out the Premier League.
Funny, because I thought you said relegated.
Yeah.
I don't know. Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, those sports boys have been rubbing off on me. Candy, stop rubbing off on me!
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Do you know what, Alan? I couldn't give a monkeys.
Well, considering...
God, blimey, look who's next there. I mean, it really is. Let's get them all out of the way first thing, shall we? Nigel's coming up next.
Well, considering the local derby we've got coming next season...
I don't want to talk about football.
Well, I want to talk about Big Bang Theory, because I've seen a couple of clips, and it is very funny.
Phone up, if you want to talk football, phone up the Dodgepot brothers.
I'm talking about Big Bang Theory.
Okay, but I didn't like that either, really. I don't really like American sitcoms in front of audiences. That's a lie. Everybody loves Cheers.
Yeah.
No, everybody loves Raymond. Cheers is something different.
What about Friends?
I've only ever seen one episode of it.
I've only seen one episode, and it was the last ever one.
I've seen the one episode twice.
Which one was that?
The one where Ross gets hit in the face with an ice puck.
Well, I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen the one where they play rugby.
It's all... I never really dug Friends. I thought the Joey was a good character.
How you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. How you doing, mate?
No, that's my impression of Joey.
Okay. The thing is, right, Because when I was a kid at school, right, I saw some kids, right, about 15 years ago when Friends was big, and they were calling each other a Joey. One of them did something stupid, and one of them called the other one a Joey. And I said, oh, do you still call each other Joeys? Because we used to do it at school in the 80s, right, because of Joey Deacon. Horrible, horrible children that we were. But, of course, they were doing it because of Joey from Friends. Isn't it funny that Joey has been an insult for 40 years for two different Joeys?
And I always thought Joey was a baby kangaroo.
Well, and what's a Wally?
What do you mean, where's Wally?
Pickle Gherkin. Someone's Jason's just tweeted at Iain Lee. Are you still using fake callers? Yeah, you might believe it from listening to this. Yes, you might believe it.
Tell me, I want to know what I've got a night off tomorrow night.
It's new callers only. We've got Ed from the Bare Naked Ladies coming on, and we've got new callers only. Now, I'm aware that we might pull a Julia.
Julia?
Yeah, Julia Hartley-Brewer. She's on this station 10 till 1 in the morning. Do you know that?
Yeah, I saw when she was doing question time the day after the general election.
Well, good for her. She loves a good doubleheader. Now, she does a show here weekdays 10 to 1, and it's a really good listen, I've been told, right? But she don't get no callers, and I'm aware that we get more callers than any other show on this station, but by banning a big number of the listeners from calling in, we might pull a Julia tomorrow and get no calls.
So I think we need some cross-promotion on the Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah. That's what we need, Alan. That's exactly what we flipping well need. And boy, oh boy, I nearly swore and it was nearly worth it. I'm going to say goodbye, Alan.
Speak to you Wednesday.
Oh, God, really? I mean, really? 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is Iain Lee. You're listening to Talk Radio. I've got a feeling tomorrow... Ed Robertson is always a good interview. He's always a good guest. I've interviewed him a couple of times. He's been very... When that whole thing with the BBC happened, and for those of you who don't know, go and read about it. Right. But I got shafted, basically. I was with you, Kath. Where were we? We were in Slovakia. And I got a private message on Twitter from Ed, from the Bare Naked Lady, saying, Iain, I've just read what's happened to you. Here's my email and my phone number. Give us a call if I can help. Flippin' heck! One of my favourite singers from one of my favourite bands. I didn't call him, I was too nervous, but I sent him an email saying, man, flippin' heck, man, you've really touched me. What a top bloke. Thank you very much. There's nothing you can do, but I really appreciate the stuff. And he just wrote a nice email saying, you did the right thing, and, your bosses should be ashamed of themselves, and, if we're ever playing near you and you want to come, give me a call and I'll hook you up with tickets. Well, boy, oh boy, I'm taking September the 9th off when they play at the Roundhouse in London. Oh, yeah, I cashed that one in. And he's coming on tomorrow, which is awesome. But the new callers thing, whenever I've done it other places that have been around for years, and they've been established radio stations, and the shows have been going for a while, actually, as well. This is a brand new radio station. This is a brand new show. And there's every chance we might not get any calls. Okay, so tomorrow I basically get paid for the last 4 weeks of work. I did the last 4 weeks pretty much free. Tomorrow is when I'm working hard for $1. So it's new callers only. I suspect we'll get people phoning up we'll get men pretending to be girls. We'll get Alan going, hello, I'm not Alan Caddick. 0844 499 1000. If you're new, well done. You can listen on talkradio.co.uk. You can download an app on your phone. You can listen to us on DAB. If you are in the United Kingdom, parts of it. Speaking of the United Kingdom, it's Nigel is in Maidstone, of all places. Good evening, Nigel.
Hello, Iain.
See?
How are you tonight?
Or is it Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh, yes, it's Mrs. Doubtfire here.
Yes.
Hello, listeners. Lovely to hear you listening to me.
Well, lovely to hear you listening to me. If you imagine you're in a prison cell in your solitary confinement like Papillon for 5 years on Rhys Thomas. You're in there for 5 years, and then the only thought you get an earworm. You know an earworm, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes, I've got one in my ear tonight.
Right, and the earworm you've got going around your head for the last 2.5 of the 5 years is,
Can I get out of this bloody place?
There's that. But what did you just say about you? I'm enjoying you listening to me, listening to you.
I got my words.
I'm thinking of the end of. Not Give Us a Clue. Candid Camera. Not Candid Camera. Game for a Laugh.
Hello to my friends.
Yes.
Hello to my friends on Facebook, which are listening at the moment.
Okay.
Lauren Smith, my girlfriend.
Right.
And
let's.
Yes, Lauren Smith, Sam Wheeler.
We're not doing. No, shut up. We're not doing. And by the way, guys, this is a real caller as well. Yeah. Or you can do your normal voice now, because that must be hard work.
I can't change back now. It won't come back. It's stuck.
You know what the ninjas can do? It's stuck. It's back to Yasser giving his ring to a magician. You know what the ninjas can do? Do you know the ninjas, yeah?
Do you know what? I had a job to go back to my normal voice then.
Doesn't listen.
Yes.
First job you've had.
Yes, I'm listening.
You know what the ninjas can do?
No, what can they do?
You know who the ninjas are?
No.
What?
Is it something on television?
Well...
Is it a film?
Well, they've been in films.
I've heard of them, but what do they do?
It's...
can't think.
Well, the ninjas, they wear black. Yeah. They're Japanese.
Oh,
they're the deadly enemy of the samurai.
Oh, that's right, yeah, in those kung fu films.
Well, in the ninja films.
Yeah, I do know what you mean now.
Right, well, here's
fighting,
something... we all know they can do fighting and they can make themselves invisible and they've got throwing stars. What many people don't know, and I'm learning how to do this because I got sent a book on ninjutsu, they can retract their... their balls, their testicles, into their stomach. Because if you kick a gentleman, this is true.
I think we can all do that, can't we?
Go on then.
No, well, not over the phone, but...
I don't think we can.
I'm on the phone, Mum. Hang on. Shut the door, Mum. Yeah, Mum was wondering what I was talking to on the phone.
What you were talking to?
She wondered who I was talking to.
Ask her if she can retract her testicles.
No.
So, what happens is, right, I don't think normal people can do that.
No,
they pull them, because if you kick a man in the ghoulies, he's down, right? Even the toughest man. I remember once, there was a kid at school, Peter, right, and he was built like a tank. This was in primary school, and he was coming after me. I had to resort to the dirtiest trick in the book. I had to kick him in the ghoulies. And even he went down, and he was built like a brick house.
I'll tell you a funny thing, Ian.
Okay, yeah, you're not listening, that's fine. Yeah,
when I was dressed in drag on holiday, I won a sort of talent dressed as Madonna.
Oh, God.
And had a man grab my balls and squeezed them. And I was, because he was taking the mickey out of me dressed up as a woman, and it really did hurt.
Yes,
and he didn't mean to hurt me, but it was quite painful.
I don't find sexual abuse that funny.
No.
But then you laughed at my dad being dead, so you've got a very strange sense of humour, Nigel, haven't you? And I like that about you.
I think because I had the tights and suspenders on, he got a bit carried away and thought I was a real woman.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Some of them are so convincing, though. You might as well.
I had lipstick on as well.
Oh.
But I managed to win the talent show. I won a free holiday for me and the girlfriend.
Well, good for you. What have you called in for, Nigel?
Pardon?
What have you called in for, Nigel?
Oh, I've got an organ, a tune I made up, a song I wrote for Miley Cyrus. This is the backing music to it.
Yes.
And the video is on my Facebook of me. It's called Miley's Song.
Yeah.
And this is I made this piece of music up on my organ a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And then I put words to it.
Is it? Are you gonna do something live?
Yeah, this is live.
Beautiful, beautiful. Because after midnight, people can phone in and play tape recordings and stuff. But before midnight, I want live performance. I'm
going to sing along to the music. Put the words to the music.
Beautiful.
So sing it. So I'll try and do that on the floor now because it's difficult. Right.
On the floor?
Well, I've got the stuff on the floor and the phone in my ear. So
how long is it, Nigel?
I'll try and... I've got to start the machine up.
How long is it, Nigel?
Oh, a couple of minutes, that's all.
We may not get time for all of it.
Oh, can I just start? I'll start it now, then.
You start?
Yeah, I've just got to press start.
It's starting now.
Yeah, it's coming on now. I'll try and do it now.
It's quite... I think he's quite talented.
Here it comes.
Here it goes. It's true about the ninjas. Yeah.
Only when I sing to Miley's song, the best singer in the world.
08444991000.
Makes me happy all the time. What what a lovely girl she is. I like listening to all her songs. I'm happy too. Only when I listen to Miley's song, the best singer in the world. She makes me happy, she makes me happy. I'm so happy to listen to her song.
That bit was nice. The descending bit was nice. Oh, I've thrown him off. Nigel? Nigel? What's happened?
That was most of the song.
Hey, that was brilliant, Nigel.
Yeah, it went into another song after that. I think I put a compilation of organ things together.
Hang on a second. Loy?
Hello?
What did you think? Listen, we've never spoken before as far as I'm aware. What did you make of Nigel's song there?
Well, it's not too bad. It's not too good either.
It's struggling to hear you. I thought you said it's not good, man.
It's not that bad, I mean.
Oh.
Huh?
It's not that bad. It's not good either.
It's not that bad. It's not that good. That's all right. Would he go through to boot camp, Loy, if you were Amanda Holden? Nigel, it's always good to talk to you, mate. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, yeah. It was all right, wasn't it?
It was all right. I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you, mate. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Loy?
Okay.
You turn your radio off, Loy. That's what's confusing. So you turn your radio off. We'll have some ads and we'll come back after this. Someone's tuning.
Hello.
Hey, Loy, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I want to talk about the refugees.
Why didn't you call up? And it's great you're on, but tomorrow I could have really done. We've never spoken, have we, Loy?
No, first time calling. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you've called, mate. I wish you'd called tomorrow, because tomorrow is first time callers only. But you can't. You can't. No, you can't call tomorrow because it'll be a second time.
That's all right. Yeah.
So we have to pursue this call to its conclusion.
Okay.
Which terrifies me. I've got no idea where it's going to go.
So it can be tomorrow then, you're talking about refugees.
Huh?
We're talking about refugees because I'm a refugee myself. Like.
Whereabouts are you a refugee from, Loy?
From Laos.
Laos?
Yes.
Well, how long you been over here?
It's about 30 years, 35 years.
35 years? Really?
Right, yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't, listen, I'm going to show my... where is Laos? I've got no idea where it is.
Laos is next door to Cambodia.
Oh, okay, right. And listen, this is going to show my lack of political and historical knowledge. What was going on? Well, we know what was going on in Cambodia. Was the same thing going on in Laos?
Yeah, but not that scale. Only tiny little bit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And how did you get over here then?
I was in a refugee camp in Thailand for nearly 2 years.
Flipping heck, man.
Yeah. So I did become a monk for about 8 months. Because it calmed me down a little bit. You have to become a monk, and it made me crazy.
So did you have to become a monk to get to become a refugee?
No, because what I've been seeing in my life to escape from there, I see a lot of the terrible things in Laos. So when I came to Thailand, I stay in the camp. I cannot get my head out of it, so I become a monk to peace down myself a little bit, and then
to bring bring a bit of peace into your life.
Yeah, that's right. It did. Yeah. And
then how did you? So you my knowledge of geography is terrible. So I'm going to look up while I'm talking to you, right? Where Laos is, right? But so you went from Laos. How did you get to Thailand?
I was swimming over the Mekong River.
And how big is that?
It's about a mile and a half.
Flipping heck, man.
Yeah. That's
and how old? What? You like 20 or something when you did that?
No, about 15. About 15 years of age.
And you did it on your own?
No, me and a couple of friends as well. I was first one who's arrived in Thailand. I had to wait for my friend about 10 minutes after that. Like, I thought I lost him, but it's not. It turned up.
I can, mate. I can see it. What? All right.
Yeah.
What happened to your family?
My family, they came later on, about 1982, 83. They came. They escaped from there. I lost quite a few of my members. My family member. I lost 2 brothers, 1 sister.
They were killed.
Yeah, they were killed. Well, they were trying to escape. Yeah, they caught up with them, so they started killing them. It's terrible.
How long were you in Thailand for?
About just over 2 years.
And then did you come to England then?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I come to England at that time because Christian, something like that, and I went to see in refugee camps.
Yeah.
So I just go ask them. I said, I want to leave this camp. Can you help me? They said, okay. And I said, that's why I'm here.
You can hear me typing. I'm not being rude. I'm just because I don't know the geography very well. But my internet's gone a little bit crazy. I'm just trying to see. My internet's not working properly, so I'm trying to just picture exactly where Laos is, and I can see it's kind of next to Cambodia. It's landlocked, isn't it, Laos?
Yeah,
so it's got no coastal line, right? Okay. And so you've been here for 35 years.
That's right.
What have you been doing?
I came here first 2-3 years. I was outside to working and save some money, send back home to where my family is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't got a chance to go. I thought I want to study, but it's too late for me. I've been working all the time.
And have you ever been? What's the situation in Laos like now? Have you ever been back home?
No. I haven't been back yet. No.
And have you got family here?
Yeah, I've got some family here, and
wow,
some still left in Laos, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can see the map now. Flipping it, that's some journey you made, man.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. You see, like I had to become a monk at that time because it made my life more peaceful.
Yeah.
After what I've been through. I see a lot of people been killed, chop their head off, make them tell things. Oh, it's a terrible thing.
What an amazing life! I'm dumbstruck, Lloyd. Why can I ask why are you calling me? I feel humbled that you've called me because this is a show where anyone can call and talk about anything, and we kind of take people at face value. But why have you chosen to call me and tell me this incredible story?
Because I just found your station here by mistake about 2 days ago.
How did you? These things are meant to happen. All of this whole journey is built to this point. How did you find us by accident, Loy?
I don't know. I just tried to reprogram my radio, my thing, and I found this one is talking. I said, "Yeah, seems all right."
Seems all right.
And, seems all right. I just make a call.
And did you listen to me last week, or is this the first time you've listened to me?
No, I listened to you before a few times. Yes.
Oh, Loy, I'm on it. I heard you tuning up a guitar there.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Do you want to give us a little player, or are you just holding that because you're a bit nervous?
No, I can't play. I just have them. That's all. I bought them from the charity shop.
Yeah. Well, keep practicing, brother.
Okay, I will.
Lloyd, listen, I really appreciate your call, man. You've got an open invitation anytime you want to call in, and you can talk about anything. You can talk more about your journey if you want, or if you want to phone up and just be silly like the rest of us. You can do whatever, but you're always welcome, Lloyd.
Oh, yeah, okay. I am on Buddhism as well. I used to become a monk about 8 months.
Yeah.
You want talking about that, fine with me,
Say that again, Lloyd.
If you want to talk about the religions, like about the Buddhism.
Well, do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to save that for another night?
I'll save it for another night.
All right, mate, yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'll be available if you're looking for that anyway.
Well, Lloyd, the way it works on this show is we'll bear that in mind if we're looking for a guest like that, but generally the way we do it, Monday to Friday, 10 till 1, is that you, callers, people, just phone us up and talk to us. We kind of will have maybe one guest tonight, and they'll be like a comedian or a rock star or something, and the rest of the show is made up, like, we've just had 10 minutes chatting to you, and that's been an interesting, more than interesting, it doesn't do it come anywhere close. So we tend on this show to invite people to call us in. So you can call in any time you want.
Okay.
But we'll certainly bear that in mind, mate. Thank you, Loy.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Flippin' heck. Do you know what I mean? Flippin' heck. Now, we have to take that at face value. There was a moment in that call when my producer, Catherine, and I looked at each other and go, I'm not sure. I'm sure now. I'm pretty sure now. We both went, is this for real? And then I'm speechless. I'm speechless. We've got to take that at face value. What an interesting... My lack of world history and political history and geography is awful. I'm going to have a little read up on that tomorrow. Isn't that incredible? This is why, right, people are watching on Periscope and listening at home, this is why nighttime radio is the best, right? And a free-form show on nighttime radio where we don't go for the... There are stations, right, the other stations, I'm not going to name them, you know the other stations that are on now, would have turned him away and said, I'm really sorry, yeah, we're not talking about that tonight. We're not talking about refugees from Laos and monks, so sorry, maybe call back another night. Wouldn't they? LBC or BBC London. No, I'm sorry, mate, we're not. This is why this is brilliant. And that's not me blowing my own trumpet, primarily because, well, as you know, guys, I simply don't have my own trumpet. But...
I don't want to blow my own trumpet because I haven't got one.
All right, buddy, leave it out. I just said that. Yes, Gatford.
I'm not quite sure I can follow that.
I mean, we have to. I don't know. Do you know anything about Laos and the situation? I'm going to read up on that tomorrow.
Not really. I mean, as you say, near Cambodia, near Vietnam, but I don't know the history.
Oh, look, that's tomorrow's to-do list. I've got to send a load of tapes to America, audio cassettes, bootlegs. I mean,
legal.
And then I've got to send some records to some people in America, and then I've got the whole afternoon to. Let me just write this down.
Read up on Laos.
Read up. Oh, that pen don't work. Hang on, let's do it with a Sharpie.
I know what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Up on Laos. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
practicing a woman's voice.
No. Well, no, because I'm going to ring Julia Hartley-Burr instead.
What?
Well, because I can't ring you, so I might as well ring her.
Never.
And do you know what you're going to say to her? You should say,
good morning, sir.
That would be the first thing.
Good morning, sir. I kind of wanted to do like a semi-serious call.
You do whatever you want.
And tell you about something stupid I did on Friday.
Yes.
Do you know what made me think of it? I don't want to go into your Mr. Ethical phone call, but
yep.
I also take cisilopram for my anxiety.
Yeah.
But it makes me angry at times. And
I did so angry!
I almost had a fight in the middle of Catford on Friday.
Hey, buddy.
I was standing right across the road, and these three kind of must have been about 19, 20-year-olds. One of them walked in front of me, and he just stupidly put his hand in front of my face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, he was like, you know, like kids do when they're like in a gang. They're like, oh, we'll just pick on the big guy.
Yeah.
And they kind of walked away swearing at me. So I took my headphones out, and I went, do you want some?
Whoa! And by the way, stop there for a second. Tonight's phone-in. Have you ever said, do you know who I am, or do you want some? 0844 499 1000. Now we're off and running.
And they started to walk away, so I kind of rolled my finger and said, if you want to say that to my face, come right here.
Oh, buddy boy.
And one of them came back and walked towards me. I rolled my sleeves up and I said, don't step to me unless you're going to do it.
Wowzers.
And I got into the office. They walked away. They were, 90, whatever. I'm a grown 41-year-old man. And I went back into my office and I went, I just did that. And I wasn't shaking, I wasn't nervous, but I was like, what the hell was I going to do if that guy came back?
Yeah. You were going to be lying on the floor in your own blood and urine crying for mercy. That's what you were going to be doing, Gatford. Face it. That's exactly what was going to be going on.
I reckon I could have had him, but...
You ever punched anyone? Like, properly... All right, tough guy.
Yeah.
I don't mean like in training. I mean properly in anger... Just socked someone.
When I was in secondary school, I punched this guy for saying something nasty about somebody else.
Yeah.
Right in the face.
All right, the Equaliser.
I wasn't proud then. And no, I'm not proud of what I did on Friday either, though. And then when I heard that guy Friday night, I felt even worse. Because I thought, is it a long distance from that to... I mean, obviously it is, but how long a distance is it from that to what he does? And it really made me think.
It made you think. Well, this is what... Yes, go on.
And then on Saturday, I randomly went after someone on Twitter.
Well, I know. Yes, I did. Thank you, Gafford. Twitter at the weekend was not a friendly place to be, guys. If you were in any way connected with me, boy, oh boy, I hope you didn't get caught in the crossfire. Mute and block is what I'm learning. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Manny.
Good evening.
Good evening, Manny.
How you doing?
Hey.
Pardon?
What's going? What a This is it. Do you remember last week, Manny, when David Guest died?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Conspiracy.
Oh, well, I said I think that all the celebrities are being murdered. I also said that there'll be lots of natural phenomena. What's happened at the weekend?
I don't know. Well,
3 earthquakes, buddy! 3 earthquakes. 2 in Japan, 1 somewhere else. Excuse me, I've forgotten where it is, but over 300 people have died. Ecuador, over 300 people have died. 2 big ones in Japan. And we have had, be honest, this is the weirdest 55 minutes of radio I've ever been involved in. Something is going on. Someone stole your cane?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Someone stole a blind man's cane?
Yeah. Stole my stick, man, from the shop.
Is it a white stick?
Yeah.
Obviously it's a blind man's cane?
Yeah.
Has he got the ping pong board at the end?
Yeah, it's got a wheel on the bottom.
Oh, it's got a wheel on it. They nicked it?
Yeah.
Oh, you make me so mad.
I want you to get it back.
Well, I mean, yes, I'm in a bad mood.
I'm not in a bad mood.
Another thing.
Yeah.
I was watching a bit of TV this morning.
You were what?
I was watching a bit of TV this morning.
You were what?
Well, listening to the TV.
Thank you very much indeed. I just like accuracy. I'm a pendant, that's all.
And you and Kath, you do a programme like Jeremy Carr. You'd do an absolutely brilliant job, wouldn't you?
Why would I want to do a programme like that? But people accuse me of exploiting people. Flipping it. I'll go and watch Kyle.
You do better than him, you and Kath.
Why has she got to be involved?
She's good. She integrates good with you on the show.
Do you know what I'd say? If I was there, I'd say first thing. Like, this would be the title of the first show.
We don't want to go from a sleazy country to a sludgy country.
Let's meet our first family, and it'll be all like people with bad teeth.
You know, Alan.
Yes.
The Minder singer.
Yes.
Is he? You know the guy who sings to you?
Yeah, Nigel.
Yeah.
God, we're really getting very meta tonight.
Are they long lost brothers?
I don't know. I don't know. Manny, where give very quickly because we got to break. Where was your white cane nicked?
Well, I was in the shop buying something, and I put it on the side.
Well, hang on. Are you sure you just didn't misplace it?
No.
Is it one of those ones where you whistle and it tells you where it is?
No, just standing. I haven't got the whistling one.
And someone had it?
Somebody nicked it, yeah.
Did you say to the shopkeeper, have you seen my stick?
I asked her, she goes, well, where did you leave it? I said, it was there on the side. It's gone.
And have they got CCTV?
No, it's only a little corner shop. So
how much is a white cane these days?
It's free.
Oh, what?
Willa.
0844 499 1000. I need to lie down after all that.
Talk Radio.
What I need to learn is there was no vibe today, and I've got nothing. There's very little in the papers, and I just need to trust the vibe. I just need to trust you lot, guys, that the show will happen. If you've just tuned in, as some people are saying on Twitter and on Periscope, periscope.tv/Iain Lee, what have I missed? Man alive, what haven't you missed? What an incredible first hour of the show. Rhys Thomas is coming up soon. More of your calls, 0844 499 1000. We call you back.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine. I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's It's a death-defying life I lead. I'd take my chances. I'd die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I've taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
0844 499 1000. This is Iain Lee on Talk Radio. I'll be honest, you won't hear this anywhere else. We have had the most insane first hour of the show. Wonderful. We've had people talking about being suicidal. We've had a refugee from Laos. And we've had a bloke singing a song to Miley Cyrus. I mean, really? Really? This is unique. The way it works is I'm sat here and I'm going to talk about stuff. I've not even spoken about... I haven't even started speaking about the circus yet. Not even started on the circus. I went to the circus. Not even started on that. 0844 499 1000. I sit here and talk about stuff, and you phone in and you can either talk about that stuff or any other stuff that you want. It's as simple as that. And we are asking, have you ever said to anybody, do you know who I am? Or do you want some? 0844 499 1000. Is the telephone number. Russ is on the line. Yes, Russ.
Do you want some?
Do you want some?
Do you want some?
Do you want some? And the thing when you say that, you've got to put your hands out flat and then make that coming to me sign. Do you want some? Do you want some? Do you want some? What's your Russ? What Russ? What's your and be careful how you phrase it, obviously. What's your favourite rude hand gesture to do to somebody?
I'm more of a vocal merchant.
Really? Supposing you've had your okay. All right. Here's the thing, right? You have been beaten up very, very seriously. You're still alive, but they've crushed your windpipe. You can't speak. You're never going to speak again, right? And as you're coming out of the hospital, right, you see them, the guy that beat you up and crushed your windpipe, right? You can walk and stuff, but you're bruised and it's all horrible. But you can't speak. As you come out, you see the guy that beat you up 6 months ago. That's how long you've been in the hospital. He's getting wheeled in, right, on he's been in a car accident, right? He's conscious, though. He clocks you, you clock him. You can't say anything to him. Your windpipe is crushed. What do you do with your hands?
Well, to be honest, if you're just coming in a car crash, I'd just smile.
Well, you're cold. Do you know what I'd do?
I'd just smile. So,
you
know.
I'd do that. I'd do the coffee beans.
Oh, well, I was going to mention that.
I do the coffee beans. I do the coffee beans, and then. But if he was if I then had to go back to hospital the next week for a checkup, you probably have to go back quite a bit. I'm you now. If I had to go back the next week for a checkup, and I walked past a room, you know they have like big windows in hospitals, and I saw him in his bed, I'd give him the middle finger. I'd give him that.
The middle finger's probably the.
It's American. It's American. I know it's trashy, but I just think it's so much stronger than the British V. So on the first time, it's the coffee beans. Second time, it's the middle finger.
It's funny though you say that it's an American thing. I know you mentioned playing online in the past.
Yes,
with Americans.
Going to be playing online when I get home tonight. That's the plan.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but we used to have banter, like, because I used to be friends with a few, like.
Bit of banter.
And the W word is, for some reason, especially when it's follows the F word, to Americans is highly amusing.
That word doesn't have anything over there. The W word is mentioned in an episode of The Simpsons, and also, I think it was the name of the landlord in Mork and Mindy. His name was Mr. W.
I don't remember that. I remember Mork and Mindy, but I don't remember that.
Somewhere there was a character and they're called Mr. W. Are we disturbing your tea, Russ?
No, I was just opening the door, mate. I'm at work, mate.
All right, go on then.
I'm back at work now after my holiday.
There you go.
I just wanted to say, to start with, you've made me smile twice tonight.
I apologise for that.
I love that. I love that theme tune to The Fall Guy and The Littlest Hobo. It always brings a smile to my face.
Good songs, isn't it?
My childhood. Just quality, mate.
Written by my granddad.
Was it?
Yep.
Honestly?
Yep.
Which one?
Both of them. He wrote both of them. He used to write theme tunes.
Honestly, and you're not winding me up?
No, but written by my granddad.
Oh, that's lovely, that is.
Christopher.
Iain, pack it in.
I'm not winding you up, it's true.
The Christopher Lee.
Yes, mate.
The Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into this because I don't know your sense of humour that well yet, so I don't know whether you're pulling my Twinkie. When you asked Nigel to ask his mom about.
It's true though. The ninja can do that. The ninjas are deadly and violent. The ninjas are deadly and silent. They're also unspeakably violent. They speak Japanese. They do whatever they please. And if you tear off their masks, they'll be smiling. And they can retract their cojones into their body.
I know, it's true. There's some Amazon tribes that do a similar thing as well.
Show offs.
What I called about? Well, before I come to what I called about, can I just give my Facebook group a plug?
No,
it's
no.
Talk Radio. Talk Radio.
Oh, go on then.
Talk Radio.
But I'll let you do it if you promise to at least try and stop doing the thing where you go, before I get to my final point, can I just say? Because let's have a conversation, Russ.
Yeah, because I'm trying to fit everything in that I want to say because I enjoy the show and
sometimes you get everything in and sometimes you don't, and that's the nature of the beast.
Well, I've got something really important that I wanted to talk
Say it
about.
then. All right, here's the choice, Russ. You can plug the Facebook group, or you can talk about something really important. I'm giving you that.
Really important, right? Okay. I know you're a big supporter of the Samaritans, yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered, it was a suggestion for a guest. It might be nice if you'd get Audley Harrison in. He's
who's he? The boxer? He's a boxer, is he?
Yeah, retired boxer. He was on the TV this morning talking about it. He's helping the Samaritans do a big sort of push of to help awareness of mental illness and suicide.
I don't think we'll get him in, but we might get someone from the Samaritans at a later date if I think that it might be something that we can deal with. Go on, plug your website. Go on.
Well, he's doing a song for.
Oh God, I don't want to hear that. Plug your website, Russ.
It's a Facebook group called Talk Radio, aka Talk Sport, the Golden Years. For any fans that want to join, there's loads of past and present Talk Radio.
Russ, if you tweet the link and include me in it, I'll do a little retweet of that. I can't say fairer than that. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Carl.
Evening, you okay?
I'm all right, Carl. What you got for us?
Well, I'm a bit worried now in case Gatford has a fit of rage and finds out who took Manny's stick.
Oh, flipping it. It could happen, couldn't it?
That is crossing the streams.
It's like the Equaliser, isn't it?
It wouldn't end well, would it?
Not Die Hard. Who am I thinking of? Bronson. What film were the Brosnan films? Bronson films. Dirty Harry. No. Oh, what were the Bronson films? I've never seen one.
Dirty Harry.
No, Bronson.
Oh.
What was the Bronson?
Don't know.
Bad Blood or something. Are they called the Bad Blood movies? It don't matter. Anyway, it don't matter.
I don't know. So the other thing, two other things, quick things.
Death Wish! Thank you, Periscopers! Death Wish! I knew there was a reason I'd bring a tripod into work every day. It's so that I could go, Death Wish!
I like the way you say Death Wish.
Yep.
So the other couple of quick things was the guy who...
Right, we're going to stop it. Right, we're stopping this now. We're stopping this now, right?
Okay.
Stopping this now. People saying, right, I've got 3 things I want to say. No. I don't want this, and I've got a couple more. No, I don't. No. Where? I've educated you all better than that, haven't I? Carl?
Okay.
Yeah, I've taught you all better than that, haven't I?
Well, there were 2 things I thought. Well, one.
You don't go in for a coffee, right, with your mate Steve and say, Steve, right, I'm glad you're here. There's 2 things I want to say to you. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the most important one last, right? First thing is, guys, come on, we are better than that. We are better than that.
Okay.
What do you want to say, Carl?
I was going to say the bloke who used to write the incidental music for Buffy the Vampire Slayer was called Thomas, the W word.
Thomas W, yes, it's true. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, and the other thing, I was going to ask you your thoughts, I might have missed it, on Bullshine Sunday.
I did miss it. I fell asleep about 6:30 yesterday. I was knackered. Howard Hughes gave me a shout-out. Howard Hughes wants to come on the show, possibly to kill me and then bring me back from the dead so he can kill me again. What were the spook? But for those who don't know, Howard Hughes, Sunday nights, 10 o'clock. It's a brilliant listen. I passed out and fell asleep. He talks to liars. What was he talking about on last night?
Last night I think it was about Roswell.
All right,
I remember.
Okay, which has been proven to be nonsense. Yeah.
Well, it was all weird because he had this guy on, and I did say on Twitter to somebody else. But all the people sound like proper West Coast stoners.
Yeah. Well, there's a surprise. Why do you think that is?
I think they might have smoked a lot of hashish.
Yeah, we can't in any way suggest that his guest may have done that, but there's certainly a possibility. So he talked about Roswell. Go on. What else did he talk about?
I think that was the only bit I heard, to be honest with you. He said coming up with something about Nessie, and at that point
anyone who brings up... And the thing is, I love Howard's show. It's a brilliant, genuinely, dear listener, and it's not me towing the line, which I will have to do at some point later on. It's genuinely a brilliant listen. Perfect for Sunday nights, right? But as soon as anyone brings up Nessie, I'm like, oh, come on, man. We know that's not true. We know that ghosts. All right, I know that's not true, but some people, real magic, I do believe in. Auras, of course, we know are true. Aliens, yeah, probably. Nessie, no, I'm not having that.
Well, he didn't. I have to say, the bloke he had on, who sounded like Stan Lee, didn't have a lot to actually. He had no air.
The only person that gets no, of course I'm not. But I get overly excited when I spot the Stan Lee cameos in is it Marvel films he does? It's Marvel, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoy... Look, Id's face is lit up. Id, turn your microphone on. You get excited by the Stan Lee cameos.
Every time I watch a Marvel movie, or even Lucky Man, which was on, beginning of the year, I was like, where's Stan Lee? Where is he? Where is he? He's there somewhere.
What's great is he doesn't try too hard to hide. He makes it really obvious it's Stan Lee.
Sometimes he even says, I'm Stan Lee, and I'm like, well, yeah, we know that now.
Oh, sometimes he plays Stan Lee like going to a premiere or something, doesn't he?
Or even a comic book signing.
Is it Deadpool? Was Deadpool? I get so confused with all these different...
Yes, he was... Deadpool is a Marvel movie.
So he was in
it somewhere.
As an old man.
I can't remember where.
Did you ever see the best television programme ever, right? Maybe you saw this as well, Carl, right? Was on the Sci-Fi Channel. And it was a reality show hosted by Stan Lee, where 12 people had to design their own superhero, and then they got tested over 12 weeks, and the real person got to make a film and be in a comic book. Now, I watched that whole series. I flipping loved it. I never saw the film that they ended... I don't know if they ended up making the film in the end. I suspect that got canned because they were all a little bit ropey. But it's basically... It was lunatics pretending they were superheroes. And there was one of the tests, it was a great test, they had to get from point A to point B, right, as quickly as possible. And that was the test. It's a test of speed, and you've got to get from point A to point B as quick as possible.
The contestant that had to make the character not... were they dressed as a character when they were doing this?
I think they had to get changed into the character. Right, but they ran past a crying girl.
Ooh.
Only one person stopped to help the crying girl. He won, of course.
Of course.
Because that's what a real superhero would do. It was a brilliant show, and I think I'm literally the only person that watched it. Carl, thank you for that. 0844 499 1000. Sam's on the line. Yes, Sam.
Hello, Ian, you okay?
I'm all right, Sam. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I want to talk about something a bit more cheerful.
Go on then, mate.
I realise. I'm not a deep thinker, but I think mostly in the shower. That sounds terrible.
I do. You know where I do my best thinking?
Where?
When I'm having a dump. And that is true. All right. And I know that Andy Partridge writes his best songs when he's on the toilet. Bob Dylan writes his best songs on the toilet. Paul McCartney wrote yesterday when he was having a particularly strenuous poo. And it's because, and this is genuinely true, right? It's because it it stimulates a certain part of your body that's connected to your brain, and it gets your creativity going full pelt.
Right.
That's when I have my best ideas.
Fair enough. I mean, I want to talk about a thought that I had yesterday.
Yeah, go on.
And it's really bizarre. It's like it's a bit like I'm stoned. I'm not. It's just one of those things.
All right, man.
I'm with you. Right. Okay.
Hang on. Let me get some stoner music. Hang on a minute. Let's get some stoner music. Hang on.
All right.
Hang on. Here we go. Let's get some stoner music. Here we go. It's not quite stoner music. It's the just stick with it. Here we go. Here we go.
Right. Okay.
Now I'm there, man. Yeah, go on, man. Tell me about it, man.
Right. Basically. Right. So you know when you're born, you're 1 year old, and then you have a year.
Whoa! Stop you there. No, you're not 1 year old.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're born.
You're born. You're not 1 year old when you're born. Here's the thing. You're 9 months old when you're born.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're born, you're 9 months old. I want a refund. Can I get a refund?
Anyway, right. So every year that you're alive, imagine if you got like a mind. So when you're 2, you have 2 minds. When you're 16, you have 16 minds. So you want to go to concert, and every single year that you've been alive, you have every single mind that you have has an opinion. I don't know. It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
But
I can't argue with that, Sam. It does, but carry on. Let's pursue it.
But it's I was just thinking, because I'm 20, so I've got 20 minds. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I've embarrassed myself.
When you were 18, you didn't go out with a 30-year-old girl, did you?
No.
Okay. Anyway, so how old did you say you were?
I'm 20 years old.
It's just a number. It's just a number. It's just a number.
I know. Midlife crisis.
It's just a number. It's just a number. It's just a number. It's just a number. It's just a number.
It's just a number.
Fair enough.
So I'd have 42 minds. I've got a good 42 minds to give you a damn good idea when I get home.
Have you ever played GeoGuessr before?
Have I played GeoGuessr?
GeoGuessr before.
Is that like geocaching?
No, basically, it's a game online on a computer.
Yeah.
And you get dropped anywhere in the UK or the world or whatever level you want to choose, and you have to use Google Street View to work out where you are.
What?
Yeah. Basically, get dropped anywhere in the world on Google Street View.
So you're on a computer?
Yeah.
Do you have a gun?
No.
Have you got C4?
No.
Frag grenades?
No.
Flashbangs?
No.
I'm not playing.
Right, okay. It's a good game. I thought you might as well have a go at it. But
Sam, listen, I'm moving on just because I want to get all these calls out of the way before we get Rhys on at past. Thank you, Sam. Always enjoy your calls. 90s, yes, boss?
Hello, mate.
Hello, fella. What you got?
I'm Ifa. I've been periscoping.
Oh, well, go on. What happened?
Been walking around Glasgow. I've had people from America all over the world watching, and it's harder than it looks.
What do you mean it's hard? It's easy.
It's the speed of the messages when they go up the screen.
Oh, ignore though. Well, don't ignore them. But if you interact with them, they'll go faster, right?
Right.
And if you ignore them, they'll go a little bit slower. You see. It's true, because if you start reading them, people think, "Oh, he's reading my messages," and then they start typing faster, you know. And so I wouldn't worry about that. So what did you do at the weekend with it then?
Well, I took a walk up the local shops round here with it.
Right.
Showing people on the screen what was happening and all that.
People Nissa.
I've also told them that I'm planning to do Glasgow this week, city centre.
Yes. When you say do it, when you say you're going to do Glasgow, do you mean you're going to turn it over, or what's going to happen?
I'm going to scope it.
All right. I think you're protesting a little bit. You're going to scope it out. What for? For when you do it over and film it online. Laughing a little bit too much, 90s, which makes me think I've touched a nerve. I've touched a 25-year-old nerve. Is that right? No, don't keep laughing, because then when it happens, you go, well, listen, if you listen and you're in court, you go, but there's a tape of me laughing on a little-known digital radio station. And they'll go, all right, yeah, fair play, he's innocent. And you'll walk out, and then you'll go home and you'll count all of your free copies of Razzle that you've stolen, as you did Glasgow.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah, go on.
A lot of my followers are now coming in to see you.
What do you mean coming to see me?
It's this Periscope.
Oh, yeah, periscope.tv/Iain Lee. You're all welcome. Get them to phone up as well.
Maxine Metal came in earlier on. She's one of my followers.
Yeah.
I told her to phone up, and she's not too sure at the minute.
Well, I tell you what, 90s, I'm going to move along just because we've got a guest coming at 12:30. She can call tomorrow. Tomorrow, dear listener, is new callers only. And I'm already thinking it could be the worst idea we've ever had. It's going to be hard work tomorrow. I don't make things easy for me. Wilson's on the line. Good evening, Wilson.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Wilson. How old are you, Wilson?
I am 10 years old.
It's just a number. It's just a number.
It's just a number.
It's just a number. It doesn't matter, does it?
No.
What you got for us, boss?
Well, I'm calling in, and I was surprised that you haven't asked why you're up so late yet.
I'm assuming because you've, I don't know, murdered your parents and you're off joyride. You're off escaping to the ferry. You're going to get a ferry to Dunkirk.
No, I went to a WWE event.
You went to what?
No, a WWE event.
Are you on speakerphone or are you holding the phone?
See, told you.
Yeah, get it off speaker. What is going on with everyone tonight? They're breaking.
Hello, Ian.
Thank you. Now we can hear. So you went to wrestling?
Yeah.
Who's big
and
these
I really
days?
Enjoyed it.
Kendo Nagasaki?
No.
Not Hulk
but there
Hogan
is an
after
NXT.
what's been going on over there in the United States.
There was a guy dressed up as Hulk Hogan, and he got asked to put a new T-shirt on.
Yes.
And take off all the bandanas and the sunglasses and
VHS
everything.
video cassette that was hastily hidden. Big Daddy's dead. Giant Haystacks?
I don't know him.
But wrestlers these days...
It's like AJ Styles, the Bullet Club.
Literally. Are the British Bulldog twins still part of it?
No.
Oh.
The Undertaker tomorrow night.
Papa Shango. Is Papa Shango there?
Papa Shango
used to do voodoo, right? And then what would this is the only thing I know about American wrestling. What would happen was Papa Shango would be losing, and then he'd do a spell, and there'd be a power cut in the arena for like 30 seconds darkness. And then when he woke up, his opponent would be dead. Or he'd be covered in slime, or something mysterious happened.
Yeah.
Something mysterious happened. And because the power went out, and it was magic.
Yeah.
Absolutely magic.
Well, one of the most popular, the most popular tag team or wrestlers are New Day.
Oh, well, that's disgusting. Well, they should put clothes on, of course.
What?
They're what?
New Day. New Day.
New Day?
Rocks.
New. Literally no idea what you're talking about here.
New Day.
I know.
Tag team champions.
Okay. Well, you know it's all scripted. I'm not going to say it's fake because they put on a darn good show.
Yeah.
But it's like going to watch Riverdance. You know the Lord of the Dance is going to win at the end. You know that, don't you? Flatley's going to win. Flatley's the only winner.
Yeah. It was quite funny driving out of the car park. Everybody was doing the New Day theme with their car horns.
I've got no idea what you're talking about. This could be a code for the 10-year-olds of the world to uprise, and I could look out now and there'd be like 10-year-olds running around with baseball bats on their scooters, taking over the world with that code you've uttered, Wilson. I honestly, you terrify me. Rhys Thomas coming up next. You can call in a bit. In fact, you might want to call in and talk to this guest. But only if you're interested. I wouldn't normally do this, because when we get Americans on, they sometimes get a bit confused about the setup of the show. But this gentleman is very much... Are you British, Rhys?
I'm British, yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting in a car.
A very British thing to be doing. Are you? Would you go as far as to say you're English?
I'm British. Well, I'm half Welsh. I'm British.
So you wouldn't go as... Well, what's the other half?
The other half is... Well, I can be British. British and English, fine. I'm British.
But you're not English.
No, I mean, I'm British. I'm a part English. I'm mainly British.
Are you European?
Yes.
Okay, you're British.
Definitely.
And you're a world citizen.
I'm one of those, yes.
Are you... Now, right, Rhys Thomas is... That is you. Let's just name check some of the things. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
It's nice to talk to you.
I'm trying to remember, the last time I met you, were you not...
sacked.
Well, you've got me sacked from a few places. Were you... Have I met you since you were being a cross-eyed host of Dragon's Den in Robin Hood Day for Titty Bang Bang?
Ages ago. That was a long time ago.
But I've not met you since...
I've met you since then. Yeah.
When have I met you since then?
I did your radio show. I came in one time.
I don't remember.
And then you got then we had a night, and then it went a bit wrong. And then you got. Hang on. My alarm just went off.
I've just had to press the dumb button on you.
Listen, I'm in my own car. Right, I've locked myself. I'm outside. Everyone's in bed, so I'm talking to you in my car outside my.
But you knew this was going to happen. You knew that we were going to talk to you.
I know, that's fine. No, I knew that, but I thought I'd go in my car. I've got a loud voice. I wake up everybody in the house.
Well,
so I'm sat in my own car. But I locked it, I'm a bit scared, so I've locked it from within inside. But then the alarm goes off if there's movement inside, you see.
Why are you moving and swearing on the radio? This is almost exactly what happened at Absolute.
No, but my alarm went off. That's all. I apologise. Also, this is 11:30, all right? I'm sorry, it won't happen again. It's because my alarm went off. It won't happen again. My car alarm. Did you hear it?
Yeah, and we heard you drop the S-bomb as well. You can't do that.
I'm sorry. It's not the One Show, is it?
Do you like the One Show?
No.
So people would know you from Down the Line, which is the spoof of phone-in shows on Radio 4.
Yes.
The Brian Pern series with Simon Day.
Yeah.
And what else would they know you from?
Star Story. I mean, this is a long time ago now. Star Stories. I was in the Far Show. It's just Tony and Nathan Barley.
But you're still a boy though, aren't you? In my head, you're the 23-year-old wonder kid.
Yeah, I'm 37 now. There's no wonder anymore. The wonder's long gone.
We love, me and Kath, who's producing the show, we loved Brian Pern. We thought it was, I was in hysterics, and I would put off watching it. It's one of those programmes, I put off watching it as long as I could, because I didn't want it to be over. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to savour it as much as I could.
It's my favourite. I mean, for me, I basically do it all on my own, and it's just me and an editor. And so we spent a long time, and that's my labour of love sort of thing, you know. And if you know all the jokes, all the detail is what makes it funny, I think.
How much does Simon Day have to do with it?
He acts in it. He basically acts in it, and he comes up with some funny lines. I mean, he doesn't really. We don't really write together. I tend to kind of write it, and then he comes in there adds bits later. But in terms of the storylines and all the structure and everything like that, he has very little to do with. But he's very funny. Come up with very funny lines, and like we do a little bit of improvisation. It's all scripted, apart from we do like a little interview bits right in the third series where that's sort of improvised a bit. But he's mainly the actor on it, really. But and he doesn't have much. It's funny because we were going on to radio shows last week to talk about the DVD, and he was glad I was there because he doesn't know he hadn't seen the DVD. I mean, he's only watched. I mean, he's watched every episode once, and he still hasn't. And if you were to say to him that bit in that episode, can you remember what happens? He goes, "No, I only watched my bits," and he can't quite remember it all. That's what's so funny about him. He's not like anyone else you've ever met. He's like really, he's like sort of like really lazy and in a funny way. But he'll come in, he'll say 3 or 4 things, like lines that are so funny that no one else would ever think of in a million years. And also, what's so good about him in this is he's sort of does very little. I say the less you do, the better it is.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be a slightly boring character. And he's so used to doing kind of like Dave Angel, all those kind of like monologues.
Yeah.
For him, it was a big difference trying to kind of almost not be funny. But that's what makes it funny.
He's a weird actor, isn't he? In terms of... Because all of his characters, they have a similarity, shall we say.
Yeah, but I think, you know what he is? I mean, I think when you look at, say, something like... Well, you say that, but Dave Angel and, say, Geoffrey Ellerton, the poet he does...
Yeah.
I mean, on Down the Line, I mean, that's the thing. On Bellamy's People, he did... sometimes you look back at that and you go, what a shame it wasn't as successful as we'd hoped. But he had some really brilliant characters. He played like a poet.
Yeah.
He played a prison... Tony Becton, who'd been released from prison. He's actually quite diverse. But I think, I think he's quite diverse.
I think he's brilliant. I remember going to see him at the Fox in Palmer's Green 22 years ago doing Tommy Cockles, and I loved him ever since then. I just think he can do no wrong. I loved Grass as well. I thought Grass was a masterpiece, a series that he did, I don't know, 10 years ago or something.
Yeah. It's good, and I think with Samuel, what's quite good with him, it's funny because he knows he's not really interested in writing and doing all that kind of and doing sort of storylines. That's not really his thing. What he likes to do, I mean, what was funny on Brian Pern, he would send in. I'd say, write something about this, and just say Brian's going to be doing this. Can you write like something he might think or say? And he will send in like 3 pages of monologue, and it would be rambling mess, with no spelling or punctuation or anything like that. Within that, there would be like some absolute genius. I mean, he wrote more of the very first series we did at Brian Pern. It was more of a 50-50 split, really. The very first series, where it was his take on. He was kind of talking to camera as the series went on, mainly because he was busy. He was doing other things, so he wasn't around to write a lot of the time. So I kind of went ahead by myself and wrote a lot of it. And then he came in later. So that's kind of like how it worked.
The thing I knew I was going to love it because I think you're brilliant, and I think he's brilliant. But I think it was series 1, maybe it was series 2, I don't know. But in the opening titles, you had a clip of Gary Glitter, and it was so deliciously naughty. And
that was, you know what, that wasn't that wasn't Gary Glitter, because that actually was Max Bygraves playing Gary
Shut
Glitter,
up.
right?
You're joking.
No, I found this footage, so I did all this research, and there was a whole thing where I wanted to do a spoof where Danny John Jules, who plays Nile Rodgers, but the idea his name is Nigel Rodgers, but he dropped the G because it sounded more cool. And how he talks about, I got his disco album called Disco Longer Max. It's a disco album by Max Bygraves. And he sings, "Get me to the church on time." And he sings, "You wanna be in my gang." He sings that song, right? And he's on top, and he's on his own show.
Yeah.
Max Bygraves, he's singing a medley of songs, and one of them is Gary Glitter. And so, interestingly enough, we couldn't use, the BBC don't allow you to even play any Gary Glitter songs. If you've written it, you can't play them.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even show that clip of him doing that dance. So what we did is we snuck it in the kind of we disguised it in the title sequence. But it's not Gary Glitter, it's Max Bygraves.
I've watched the whole series on a pretense, on a lie. Rhys, I've got to play some adverts. Are you all right to sit in your car for a little bit?
Yeah.
And when we come back, can we talk about what my favourite thing that you worked on, Citizen Khan? Can we talk about...
I'm not in that. You know that, don't you?
You're not the Asian fella?
No.
We put the wrong guest. Stay there, we'll come back after this.
Late Night Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Right, Rhys Thomas is joining us from his car parked outside his luxury apartment somewhere here in Wales. Down the line, you all right?
Yeah, I've just coming back into my car again.
Why did you go out of the car?
The adverts were on, and I was listening to Tom Baker,
willing to get another glass of wine. I am homeless. This is what homeless is like.
What? Being in a posh car drinking wine? It's nothing
not
like
posh. It's a Mini.
You're not allowed to sit in a car drinking, even if you... Have you got the keys with you?
Yeah.
You're breaking the law.
No, yes, I am, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. You are actually breaking the law.
No, but I'm on my own drive. I'm not on the road. I'm on my drive.
Oh, mate. It's a close call.
Don't say this, because they might find me.
Well, they might do, and rightfully so. They're there to protect.
Well, if I got arrested while I'm talking to you now, actually, I'm not over the limit. You see,
no one knows about Talk Radio. You getting arrested while we're on would be so.
I can't. My seat went back too quick.
Stop swearing, man. Down the line.
Yeah,
it's Genius, right? And for those, but I'm guessing we've got a lot of radio geeks listening, so they will have heard it. It's Genius. It's Radio 4. It's a comedy show, half hour, where it's a spoof, which is a lazy word, but it sums everything up of a phone-in show. What series is it on now? 6, something like that?
Well, I think we haven't done one for a bit. I mean, it's repeated at the moment. I think it's been repeated now. But we haven't done one since 2013. I think we did the last one.
Really?
Because but they play them quite a lot, and they don't seem to date, which is quite good.
Yeah.
They don't really, and I can't remember half of them because I mean that's a weird thing. You know, it's all improvised. So we go in for like 3 days, and we just record all the telephone calls, and we just do everything. Like it's like doing what you do for 8 hours a day, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's actually going to ring in.
Are you sat in a proper studio with...
Yeah. Yes, I mean, they're sat in a real thing. So I can look through a little glass window and I can see Paul and Charlie and Lucy and all that and everyone. And they'll go, you got a phone call now from whoever it is, and then they'll ring me, and I don't know what's going to happen. We have a rough idea what the topics are going to be, but that's it. And then there's a week, they all spend a week, Charlie and Paul, editing it all, and then I come in at the end and I kind of redo some of the links, but it tends to be, it's I made it sound really boring. You've
explained the science behind it, and it's a treat. I imagine it still confuses a lot of Radio 4. It's rare for a Radio 4 comedy in that it's funny.
That's the thing. In general, I find Radio 4 comedy. I'm not saying. I mean, in my personal opinion, it always sounds so. It sounds like it hasn't changed. It sounds the same as it did in 1960 or 1950. The same sound effects. What's interesting, I remember at the time we won some award for it, and the head of Radio 4 at the time was this man called Mark Damazer. He was so posh. I mean, he didn't know how to talk to me. I mean, he didn't even know what to say to me with this sort of working class accent. And they left. I had to go up and collect the award. And I saw his face look at me to say, "Who is this man?" Because he was a typical. He was up their bottoms. You know, he didn't give a monkeys about me, but he was all around Paul
Whitehouse and Charlie Higson. Yeah.
All he cared about was them. And the fact that I was in the programme meant nothing, you know. And when I won this award, I said, "Oh, you're really embarrassed. Look at you. Look, you're embarrassed. You don't know what I'm going to say next because you've never spoken to someone like me from my class as a joke, you know." No one. And I tell you, it looked to me like she hated me was Sandy Toksvig because she didn't win the radio award. Well. She's another one. They're all kind of these like posh. Radio 4 is full of those posh middle class, upper class people. So what's so good about Down the Line? Me and Paul, for example, would never have been on Radio 4 had we not, you know, our voices. You don't hear that kind of voice on Radio 4.
Yeah.
And Simon and all of us, like, had we not been, they wouldn't even dreamt of putting us on Radio 4 until Down the Line came on because they were successful and they need, you know, Paul and Charlie were famous. But that's what's so wrong about it, and that's why I think it stands out, because it doesn't sound like all the other... You haven't got those terrible sound effects, you know.
They do. There are a couple of gems on Radio 4, but yeah, I know what you mean. And a lot of the time, they will have to talk like this because they're coming to the punchline, and then people know, oh, I'm supposed to laugh and applaud at this bit because they've made the sound of a funny sentence.
Yeah, I mean, things like the Mighty Boosh, I think that was on Radio 4, and even Little Britain, a lot of those things. They were good. I mean, they kind of... I'm talking about more... I mean, there's always been... Radio 4 is still like a good place to start comedy, but it's still quite hard. They've still got this kind of very, you know, twee sort of sense of humour, especially like that 6 o'clock slot, you know. Yeah. And you go into the BBC and all the radio people, I feel a bit sorry for them because they're all... I won't go into it, but they're all... I feel a bit sorry because it's such a hard job to get these things off, and it's not very well paid. You do it for love rather than for money.
Is it true that Paul Whitehouse used to phone up John Gaunt when he was on Talk?
I don't know if he did or not. He might have done. I can't remember. He might have done.
Because I remember John Gaunt would always kick. Those down the line lads are trying to call me up. Well, you won't get one past me. But it was that. Was he a model? Was he a model for you when you were hosting it?
No, I tell you what happened was. Well, how it all began, I can't quite remember. What happened? I think it was Paul and Charlie had the idea to do like a talk show, like a spoof talk show, and they originally were going to get. I think one of them were going to. I was just asked to come in as a DJ because I'd been a DJ on XFM.
Well,
and I sounded a bit like one, and it was only just to do a tryout.
You used to be my holiday cover on XFM.
I was your holiday cover, yeah. And then so basically they got me in to do it because of that, and then when they got the series commission, they thought, he actually did it quite well because I played this sort of slightly stupid. I mean, Gary Bellamy, the character, is basically just me, but I pretend to be a bit thicker than I am.
Yeah,
and
but not too thick. It's believable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think, what's interesting about that whole thing is, I think it's very hard not to go down the Alan Partridge route because he's another DJ. I think he doesn't feel like any of those things. But I don't think I was ever going to stay. I didn't think I was going to get the part. I just did it for fun because I knew them and it was a laugh, and then it suddenly took off. And I think, it's amazing how many people really like it. Funny enough, when I first asked Peter Gabriel to do Brian Pern, I sent him, because he'd seen the online thing we did first off, and he put it on his website and said how, and I thought he was really upset, so I said, I'm really sorry. And I sent him, because I'm a massive fan of yours, and I sent him some Down the Line CDs to show him I was like a genuine bloke, not an idiot.
Yeah.
And he really liked them, and I thought, thank God for that,
Are you friends with Peter Gabriel now?
I think. Well, we were. I don't think you want to be. I don't think we're friends. I'd like to know. I'd like to think. I'm not friends with him in the way that I think. I don't know what he thinks of me. I think he's just polite. I don't know whether or not you think. I'd like to think he was my friend, but I've only ever seen him during the filming, and we have emails to each other. I don't know. I'm in awe of him. I find him. He's up there for me. I love Queen and Freddie Mercury. I think that Peter Gabriel and Genesis genuinely are my second sort of.
But you mentioned Queen. I'm glad you mentioned Queen because loads of people have mentioned this. I know that you have got the dream gig in as much as you are a huge Queen fan, and you get to how many documentaries? One documentary, two about them?
I've made 4 now, but they're not.
How much is there to tell?
Well, I tell you what, the last one was a bit of a. The last one was not really. I don't consider the last one as a proper documentary. I did Queen Days of Our Lives, which is a 2-parter, and I just produced that. Yeah. I wasn't the director. The director that was the BBC got someone in who directed documentaries before proper ones. We weren't really allowed, but even though we came up with the storyline and did all the interviews, and then the one I did on my own was The Great Pretender, which is the one that my favourite one, which is the one where about Freddie Mercury going solo, because. Yeah. With the Queen documentary, everyone sort of knew the story, and also you have to be very balanced. You have to kind of give Roger Taylor, Brian May, all their kind of equal sort of time. With the Freddie Mercury documentary, it could just be about Freddie, and I had a lot more free reign. And also the fact that I had, simple fact that, he's not around anymore. There was no one saying, oh, you can't use that clip of me because I don't like my eyes or my hair or whatever.
Yeah.
And Jim Beach, who's his manager, basically said, you can do what you want, I trust you.
Wow.
To make an honest documentary.
And did you get to go into a walk-in cupboard and they were full of tapes and films and stuff? Wow,
that was the best thing. Yeah, because I've seen every single. What was really weird about that? I found 10 cans of. In the Queen archive, there are loads of tapes, and there's an archivist who's going through it all the time, still finding new things they haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And we found these 10 tins of film, which were Freddie Mercury's 39th birthday party, the famous one that went on for 3 weeks.
Oh, hello.
And I found on that. I saw him kissing his boyfriend for the first time. Really lovely, affectionate sort of. You go, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And the fact that to the rest of the world, he wasn't his boyfriend to the rest of the world. And he told his mum and dad that that was the gardener, even though they were living together.
Wow.
And I just saw it, and I got to spend. I saw all these unseen interviews that hadn't been seen before, and it was like going to work every day, spending time with him. And you just saw what I felt I got out of the documentary and making it was how sensitive he was. And everyone goes on about he's this man with bravado and how he was off sleeping with loads of people and being promiscuous and all that stuff. Obviously, there's a part of that, but actually what he was a very sensitive, quiet, shy person, as everyone said about him. And in fact, the last sort of 5 years of his life, he just completely stopped doing anything like that and just worked. And that's what I always found fascinating. Yeah.
I've really tried with Queen. I've really tried, Rhys, and I keep going back and I keep coming from different angles, and I just can't get it.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I've got to a point where, I've heard him so much now that you kind of go like, oh, I've had to stop listening to him for a bit, which is sad, but I feel like I have to a little bit, otherwise it's been such a part of my life, you don't want to ruin it. And then the other day I put them on again, and you go, and my daughters love them. Yeah. And what's been funny, like ever since David Bowie died, I mean, they've been listening to Under Pressure, and you go, I think that's their best song ever.
Yeah.
More than Bohemian Rhapsody, but I think that I can see why people don't like them, but even if you don't like them, you can still appreciate why they're good.
I like The Invisible Man. I do. I genuinely. I'm the Invisible Man. I'm the Invisible Man. I like that one.
It's funny. That came out. I mean, how old were you when that came out? He was on Now 9. He was on Now 20 or something.
Well, what year was that? I was probably about
1989.
I was 16 years old.
Do you know they have a thing where Queen...
I had that on 12-inch, actually.
Yeah, no, it's good on 12. It's a 12-inch version. It's good. Picture disc.
Yeah.
They insist, Queen's manager insists, the idea that the manager in Brian Pern, John Farrow, played by Michael Kitchen, is totally based upon Queen's manager, Jim Beach.
Oh, really?
Who insists, and he insists every time, if there's any compilation album, if Queen are on it, they have to be track 1, CD 1, or side 1.
Beautiful.
If you look at any Now album or any compilation album, it's always them first. That's one of these stipulations. Otherwise, you won't go on. They won't be on the.
I love it, Rhys. What are you up to? What are you up to now? What are you doing now?
We're working on a Brian Pern book.
Oh,
so it's like a fake biography, of the band, rather than it being an autobiography, which has been done to death.
Yeah,
fake autobiography. This is more of the official biography of the band. So I'm working on that, and then I'm writing some new things we have a bit of a break from Brian Pern for a bit, and I'm doing something else. So I'm writing a comedy or a drama about a caravan park full of divorced men based on my dad, which I've been trying to do for years, and now finally I'm doing it.
Brilliant. And did you say that Brian Pern's out on DVD?
It's out on DVD now, yeah.
Get the plugs in, man.
It entered the charts at 100.
You're in with a bullet.
There you go.
Rhys, it's so nice to talk to you. Thanks for swearing only twice. I really appreciate it. That's very restrained of you.
I should have been in my car. I'm sorry about that.
Well, God bless you, mate. It's nice to talk to you.
Nice to speak to you. See you soon.
Take care, fella. Ta-ta. Give some... There are some gems on Radio 4 comedy.
Oh, I wasn't knocking it. No, listen.
You were quite a lot.
No. What I mean, let's rephrase.
Go on.
Okay? I'm just trying to rephrase, because it does sound like... No, there's a lot of stuff that does sound old-fashioned and dated. No, I don't actually listen to it enough of it now. I'm talking about 10 years ago.
I quite like Sandy Toksvig as well. Rhys, nice to talk to you, mate. See you later on.
Bye.
Ta-ta. There we go. Rhys Thomas. Brian Pern DVD. Yes, please. We'll have some of that. I do like Sandy Toksvig. And Radio 4 comedy, it is hit and miss. The hits are brilliant, but you've got to look for them. And the misses, But down the line, if you've never heard it, it's an absolute joy. Although I kind of sometimes struggle with Down the Line, because sometimes it's like this. It was certainly like the BBC show we did. It was certainly like that. Thank you, Rhys. Right, after midnight, we will take your calls straight to air. Bit windy, Pops. I do apologise. How does it work? Very simply. Don't call now. Don't call for the next 4 or 5 minutes. I'll tell you when you should call in. But get this number, write it down. 0844 499 1000. When I ask you to, that's the number you're going to call. You can go to talkradio.co.uk and listen to us and all the other shows there. You can also watch this show, and I've been ignoring you, Periscopers. I'm going to come and have a chat with you now while these adverts and the news is on. I'm going to have a chat with you now. I'll do it later. If you go to Periscope, twitch.tv/Iain Lee, IAINLEE. You can see what's actually happening live in the studio, and I shall be answering your questions directly on there. You won't hear it on the radio, you guys will hear it on the Periscope.
Talk Radio.
Right, so for the next hour of the show, I'm going to sit here. Kath will come and join me in a bit when she's put the podcast together. The podcast? Did I mention the podcast? Oh, man, yeah. So there's a best of every day. It's about, I don't know, half an hour or 40 minutes long or whatever. You can get it on iTunes if you type in Iain Lee, IAINLEE, and Talk Radio. It'll pop up. You can get it on your usual podcast providers as well, just by typing in the same things. But coming up after the news at midnight, we will take your calls straight to air. I'm off for a very quick wee. So anyway, I lost my computer lead over the weekend. I didn't notice it until today. I thought I'd left it in the hotel I've been staying at the last couple of nights. I phoned the hotel. They said, no, we didn't have it. And of course I was suspicious, right? I was suspicious, but what else could I think? I had to take the word. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number, by the way. Calls cost 7 pence a minute plus your provider's access charge. They cost significantly more from mobiles. Anyway, so I had to buy a new lead, right? Because I need a lead for the computer for this to work, right? 65 nicker. 65 quid for a plug, basically. Oh, you chances, Apple. And then just as I've just been for a wee, just as I was coming back, what did I see in the studio through there? Yeah, that's right, guys. That's it. The lead, the original lead. I've just spent 65 quid. Which I didn't. Hey, but looking on the positive, I've got a spare lead now. So the way this bit of the show works is I sit here and I talk about stuff and I go through the newspapers and look at all kinds of stuff, and you call in about that, or you make silly noises, or you play a recording down the phone, or you do whatever you want to do, really. You can do whatever you want to do now. Don't make any difference to me. If you're going to play audio or something down the phone, don't have it on speakerphone. Speakerphone is so bad for phone calls, let alone radio. So if you're going to play a tape or a recording or a video or something down the phone, just put the phone near it, please, and have the volume whacked up, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. We're away. 0844 499 1000. Calls cost 7 pence a minute, plus your provider's access charge. There's significantly more from a mobile. Let's go to line 2. You're on the wireless.
Hello. Wagwan, Ian.
Wagwan, Rashid. Turn your radio off, Rashid.
Turn the radio off.
Thank you.
I turned it off, man.
Beautiful, man. Can you believe I spent 65 quid on a lead I didn't need?
A lead that you didn't need.
A lead that I didn't need. I could have spent it on weed, but you do not succeed.
Oh, yes, Ian. Come down with the lyrics.
Listen, I'm having, what do they call this? I'm doing an 8 mile on you.
An 8 mile? What's that, man? Oh, yeah, that is, what's his name?
Eminem. Do you remember Eminem?
Eminem, yeah.
What happened to that guy?
I think he got choked on his mum's spaghetti.
That would
be
it.
The same thing.
That would be it. 65 quid. I'm gutted. Anyway, what you got for us, Rashid?
I got a parody of Shawadi Wadi.
Beautiful, mate. Away you go.
Yeah, maybe you can use it as the intro to a podcast or something like that. Anyway,
all
here
right.
it goes.
Go on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some calls will, some calls won't. Some calls needed a loving and some calls don't. Iain Lee feeling kind of nervous. He don't know why. Some callers walk, some callers fly.
I don't think that was Shawadi Wadi.
I know. Test me on the Shawadi.
I know Barry Manilow did a cover version of it. I don't think Shawadi Wadi did.
I had hand-me-down socks from my sisters. I've got 3 sisters, and I used to wear Shawadi Wadi white socks, knee-length ones.
There you go, Rashid. Now we've learnt about you. Yes, line 2.
Shut up.
I beg your pardon?
Shut up.
Why should I shut up?
Shut up.
I'm not saying anything. Tell that dog to shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, well done. And now you tell yourself to shut up.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Hello? Oh, yeah, there's the first crash of the evening. Let's try this. Yes, line 1.
All right, Ian, how you doing, fella?
I'm all right, fella. Who's this?
It's Paul Publunch from...
Hello, Paul Publunch.
How are
You're
you?
right. Yeah. I'm gutted. 65 quid, and I've just walked past that lead, and I justified in my head that 65 quid, right? And I justified it, and I bought it this afternoon, and I was like, well, I need it. I've lost it. It's fine. And then literally, I've just walked past my old lead, and it's like having a wound almost healing, then someone rips the scab off.
Have you got a receipt for it?
Mate, the box is in the bin, buddy.
Don't worry about it, get it out of the bin. I'll just say it was like a faulty lead and just stick it back with the receipt.
I can't do that.
All right. Well, I've got if I'm allowed to play, I've got the Mork and Mindy sketch that we were talking about
But
earlier.
we can't play it.
Because it says the W word.
It says the W word. Yeah, we can't play it.
Yeah. To be fair, like, that's a good shout, like,
It's,
yeah.
and it says, and the character is called Mr. W, and it they used to be shown on Tea Time on Channel 4, and we can't play it. Isn't it weird?
I know, but it was great though. I remember when you said it earlier. I was in bits. It was brilliant. Like,
yeah.
Well, I've got a film review, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, well, the Jungle Book. I've already told you about the Jungle Book one.
Yeah.
It's out like today, but it's awesome.
It looks
Watch the
boring,
Jungle
man.
Book,
It looks
right?
boring.
Nah, trust me, mate. It's brilliant.
All right.
It's really good,
No,
like.
who says that? Trust in me. There's none of the songs in it.
You've got a friend in me.
Well, we almost got somewhere. Let's try this. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
This is Peter Dealey. Do you want some?
Oh, flipping it. All right, Dealey. Take it easy, Dealey. Line 1, you're on the wireless. And then it crashes again. I wonder why that is. There's definitely something wrong there. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I want you to get Kath to come and sit in the studio now, please. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, my lovely.
Hello, Emma. How you doing? You all right?
I want to talk about some stuff.
Before you talk about some stuff, I want to talk about some stuff, but I want you to stay there because I want to talk to you off air for a minute.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Can you phone Emma back and go to the ads, and then Catherine, you're going to do the show for a few minutes, please. Thank you very much.
Oh, blimey. Hello, line 1.
Hello.
Hello, who's that?
Oh, it's Bill in Leighton.
Oh, hello. What did you want to say?
Yeah, basically it's about telling people that they want some.
Yeah. Oh, you've done it, have you?
Yeah, I did. You know them chuggers?
You did it, what?
You know the chuggers?
The chuggers, right, go on, talk me through it.
You know them people, they jump out you, they want you to sign up for charity.
Yeah, they got the tabards on, they got the, what they're called, the clipboard things.
Oh, they irritate me.
Right.
I just tell them, do you want some? Do you want some, mate? Do you want some?
What was the response?
And then, they just carry on, and sometimes I just, give them the middle finger.
Wow.
A bit rude.
Well, you never been tempted to listen to their patter?
Nah, it's kind of boring. I just tell them I'm bankrupt.
Right, okay, well, that's one way of handling it, isn't it?
Where's Ian? I haven't spoken to him in 8 years.
Right, you haven't spoken to him for 8 years? What's your name?
Yeah.
What's your
Bill
name?
in Leighton.
Right, hang on. Bill. Well, right. Tomorrow it's brand new callers only, right? So you won't be able to phone him then. Why don't you phone, the day after? What's that?
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
I'm sure he'll be pleased to hear from you.
No, he probably won't.
Yeah, I bet he will. Why? Did it end badly?
No. I didn't do. No, it's cool.
All right, cool. All right, well, as long as you don't offer him out or anything, or say, does he want some?
No.
I'm sure he'll get along fine.
Yeah, no, I'm nice.
So what did you used to ring up about before, 8 years ago?
Oh, Jesus, that's a long time ago. I can't really remember.
Really? It wasn't a memorable
Just
moment
random
for you?
stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
Wasn't
a memorable moment for you?
I don't know, it all kind of just merges into one.
All right, then. Well, listen, you ring again, and I'm sure he'll be glad to hear from you. Or not, as the case may be, all right? Take care.
Okay, nice.
Cheers. Bye. Okay, right, let's go to line 2. Hello, line 2. Line 2. No, that's not working. Gosh, this is just like being Iain. Here we go. That's you. Hello, who's that?
Well, first of all, I must stress that I'm not homophobic. I've absolutely nothing against gays per se, but this is about marriage. It says in the Bible that marriage is a marriage between a man and a woman. Do you believe everything you read in the Bible? No, I'm not particularly religious. But you do go to church? No.
Right, there we go. Thank you very much indeed for that. Here's Az. I'm seeing Az.
Oh, hey there.
Hey. What you got to tell me?
Oh, where's he gone?
Oh, he's gone next door to take a phone call. Be back in a second.
Oh, great. Well, where's my as you were? You have to give me an as you were.
As you were.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Go on.
I much appreciate it. Yeah, just wanted to say my Ecuadorian ex-girlfriend is fine, and her family is all fine. They felt the earthquake, but they're all cool and fine and great. I just wanted to let you guys know that.
God, yeah. So she's still talking to you in a way, then?
Yeah, she kind of is, yeah. I think that there's still hope.
Good.
You know, as long as every dog in the world is exterminated and there's only cats left, I think there may be a chance.
That's a slim chance, then.
There's a slim chance, yeah. But
anyway,
but yeah, they're all fine. They're all good. I just wanted to say as well, if anyone is able to spare anything to send to these, there's a bunch of donation stuff that's appearing online to help people of the who were displaced from homes and stuff because of the earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
If not any like well wishes, prayers, or anything would be much.
Okay, cool. Thanks very much, Az. I'm going to go to this one now. Hello, who's that? Hang on, that's gone. No, that's not working. Hang on, let's try this again. Hello, line 1. And that's not working. Beautiful. This is... Hang on. Let's try again. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hang up, and then you ring me back. And that's the way we'll do it. I'm going to just check the phone number because I've got flippy glue. Ah, no! Sorry, Periscopers. 0844 499 1000. Give us a buzz and you'll get straight through. Sorry about that. Periscope is down, but it'll be back in a second. I knew that I was going to do something wrong, and that's what I've done. Let's have a look at the papers. What's he put in here? Right, Star, page 3. Let's have a look. Ed, thank you very much indeed. I knew I'd do something like that. What a flipping plum I am. Right, Boaty McBoatface has topped a poll to name a new Arctic research ship. Of course it has. Of course it has. And as soon as they said that there was some sort of trouble and they might not name the boat Boaty McBoatface because it was a bit silly, you know for a fact that it's going to get pushed through. Hang on, here we go. Who's on line one? Oh, hang on, line 1's gone. So, yeah, that's one. And the tongue-in-cheek suggestion by ex-BBC radio presenter and crazy waxter James Hand received 124,109 votes, 3 times more than its closest rival. Yeah, it did, because it's daft. Now bosses at the Natural Environment Research Council must decide whether to go ahead and use it for the £200 million polar vessel. The NERC, or NERC, said the final decision will be announced in due course. And we can all barely contain ourselves for that one, can we? Boaty McBoatface, hilarious McJapes. And it's led to, just a deluge of such things online. And it's kind of not funny anymore, is it? Boaty McBoatface, flipping heck. Who have we got here? Hello, line 1.
Hi, Kath, this is Happy Tree.
Hey, Happy Tree, how you doing?
Not bad. I was phoning in actually to talk about Queen, since Rhys Thomas was in talking about Queen. Are you a fan of Queen at all?
I kind of grew up with it in the background, but I must say I'm not passionate about it like some people are. It seems to be one of those things that divides them. What are you into it then?
Well, it was my second band that I ever liked. The first band I ever liked was Adam and the Ants, which I got a cassette of Prince Charming for my 12th birthday or something like that.
Ooh.
And so that was kind of quite a rich, complicated, backdrop of music going on. Prince Charming is quite a well-produced album.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine played it was a Night at the Opera album, and it was a song called Good Company.
Right, how does that go?
And it was... You know that one?
No, go on, give me a quick burst.
Oh, no, well, I can't do that, but because it's a very complicated song. It's basically Brian May imitating a jazz band with his guitar, so he does all the different sounds of, like, clarinets and trumpets and things, and there's a whole orchestra. And I just thought, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Mm. And this coincided with me becoming 14 and becoming a bit weird, and sneaking out the house at night, because my favourite thing was walking out at night with the moon and the mist and the streetlights and listening to Queen 2, the second album, in my Sony Walkman. And so that's why it's so special to me, because it's all this feeling of, like, the first freedom that I tasted in my life, even though my parents didn't know I was out of the house.
Stolen freedom.
And I was walking around at 1 o'clock in the morning listening to what I still think is the best album ever, the second Queen album. Mm-hmm. And then that led me to listening to Queen, and Brian May taught me the guitar, basically, because I listened to Queen and tried to play along with it. And,
I mean, can you play along to Brian May? It seems like it's quite advanced stuff, that.
Well, the chords he uses, especially for the songs he writes, are mainly the traditional guitar-y chords, like E minor, A, G, stuff like that. But what he always said was that he loved playing on Freddie's songs, because Freddie would play in E flat most of the time, and this meant that it made him play the guitar in a very different way because your fingers kind of want to do things like, you know, that they've done many times before, and you get a bit lazy. Right. And he was really pushed into playing melodies, you know, like Freddie would hum it or play on the piano and say, oh, do this, and I'd have to come up with a way to do it. And because E flat is not the most accessible chord on a standard tuning guitar.
No, tell me about it.
It was the orchestras that he did, Brian May, the Deaky amp that he had, which was made by the bass player out of an old transistor circuit that he found in a skip. And so it's amazing how the amount of coincidences that came together to produce that very distinctive sound. This old, you know, homemade amplifier.
What the hell are you banging on about? I've just wandered in. What the hell are you banging on about?
It's geeky guitar talk with Kath.
There you go. Thank you very much indeed. I'm back, guys. Back in the New York groove. I'm back. Back in the New York groove. I'm back. I'm back in the New York groove. Let's have a new angle, shall we, guys? Let's have a new angle. Right. 0844 499 1000. I'm back, guys. I'm taking your calls straight to air. Cue no calls whatsoever. Okay, fine. We'll look in the newspapers. There's not. The thing about the papers is, right, there's nothing in the papers. Right up my nose. Look. Right up my nose. There's nothing in the papers today. I'm hoping there's a lot in the papers tomorrow. Just a reminder, dear listener, tomorrow's show will be calls from new callers only. We've got Ed Robertson from the Bare Naked Ladies coming on, and new callers only. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hi, it's Bill in Leighton.
Right, is your mouth anywhere near the telephone?
Yes, can you hear me?
Not really. Are you on speakerphone?
Hang on, can you hear me now?
Not really. I can hear you now. I recognise that voice. If you've never called in, don't call in tonight. I mean, call in. Yes, you can call in now, but you can call in tonight and tomorrow because you'll do it anonymously now, I suppose. 08. Oh, you can't hear the things, can you, Periscopers? Sorry, we'll sort this out. Don't worry. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Yeah, if you want to do that, and I'm hoping there's stuff in the papers tomorrow because there is absolutely no. The front page of the Daily Mail is not a story. Have you seen it? BA jet with 137 on board is hit by a drone. Flippin' heck! You think, oh, when I heard that, I thought, oh, when I heard it, I thought they meant what do they call that, Id? Well, I'm miming I'm miming
like a rocket launcher?
Yeah. I thought they meant a rocket launcher.
A rocket launcher is... see, when I first read that, I thought they meant like a big spy drone or something. Not just a little drone.
What do they call it? Anti-aircraft.
That's
anti-aircraft missile is what I thought it was. Yeah, when they said BA jet with 137 on board, hit by... I thought it meant an anti-aircraft missile. I thought, flipping heck! This is awful. It's the front page of a passenger jet was hit by a drone above London yesterday, sparking major concerns over air safety. This is terrifying. The front of a British Airways jet carrying 132 passengers and 5 crew was struck in what is believed to be the first time a drone has hit a commercial plane. This is awful. How many people died? None died. Pilots warn that drones, which are too small to appear on air traffic control radar screens, could destroy an airliner's engine. What happened? Nothing. Nothing has happened.
That being said, so can a bird. If a bird gets sucked into the engine, and we don't see that on the front page.
Yeah, nothing happened. A tiny, crappy little 80-quid drone from a toy shop burst into the cockpit, and it blew up, because those things are rubbish. I've got one of them. They're rubbish. I mean, they're lethal if you get them near your skin. 0844 499 1000. They're lethal if you get them... I don't know why that keeps flickering like that. If you get them near your skin, they will cut your flesh, but you hit them into anything solid like aeroplane, tree, or ground, they break. They're pointless things. Absolutely rubbish. So this is not a story. Toy hits big thing and breaks. Turn to page 4. Oh, then there's a sex superbug. Honestly, it's no story whatsoever. It's not a story at all. It's the front page of the Mail. And you know that when that's the front page, that, and it's a made-up story, that there's going to be nothing of any interest inside. We go inside. There's a miserable architect who won't let anyone dig up his back garden. Good for him. There's a Roman villa under our house, but Dad insists, I won't let anyone dig up my home. All he set out to do was brighten up an old barn so he and his 10-year-old son could play ping-pong in it. Ping-pong is one of those games that looks like everyone can do it. 0844 499 1000. But nobody actually can do it. No one can play ping-pong. They have this thing in London. They have it in other cities as well, I've noticed it. I think they have it in Manchester, where they have... I'm going to stop Periscope because it's annoying me. Don't know what's going on. Let me stopped it. They have ping pong tables set up just around the town. In fact, I was walking through town today in Golden Square. I used to work. They have a ping pong table set up. There's no balls there. You've got to bring your own balls. And they have people playing ping pong. And boy, oh boy, unless you're playing it like the Chinese, and the Chinese are flipping brilliant at it, right? I mean, they are blinding at the old ping pong, right? Unless you're doing it like that, no one can do it. No one can get more than a rally of 3 hits. Padong, padong, padong. My point. Then you've got to walk all the way over, get the ball, and give it padong, padong, padong. My point. And then he's got to walk all the way. And then you get someone who goes, Padong! My point. And you go, oh, for crying out loud. I mean, really? What is the point in it? Such a tedious game. Darts, anyone can play darts. Anyone can play darts, right? Darts is one of those games where it looks like anyone can play it. And do you know what? Anyone actually can play it. Snooker looks like anyone can play it. Snooker's really hard. I have never got a break above 1 in snooker. I can't do it. It's impossible. You pot a red, then try and pot a colour. Pool, anyone can play pool. You see? This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. If you want to give us a call, I suggest you do now. Otherwise, you're just going to hear me breaking down. 0844 499 1000. We'll take your calls after this.
It's time for today's answer phone messages.
Hi, this is Mr. T, and I'm still not getting on any plane. Fool.
Hello, this is reception. Just to let you know that there's an order of 13 gallons of olive oil in reception for collection by Mr. Steve Allen.
Tom here. You taking the mickey out of my voice. Let me tell you, I know Black Lace, I know Elvis Presley, well, I know Elvis Presley, I know Jason Donovan, I know Craig McLachlan, and Check One too. We went out. So just you think on, okay?
Hey, love the show, man. Big up, big up. Come on, let's have it.
Iain, I'm a teacher from Glasgow, and I'm off the mash on Iron
Do I know where hell is? Hell is in hello. Heaven is goodbye forever, and for me to go. I was born under a wandering star.
Who the hell is Vinnie Durham?
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. Guys, I tell you what I'm going to do. If you're all whinging about Periscope, I stopped it. There we go. Happy now? It's a bonus, right? This is the thing. I'm doing it as a bonus, right? It's not the show. Mm-hmm. It's a bonus to the show. If I'm just going to turn on Twitter and you're all sending me stroppy messages, I'll move it. The Wi-Fi's not good there. Well, then I'll just stop it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not... it's a bonus, guys. Oh, OMFG, Periscope sucks the big one.
Who's that from?
Your Periscope position is lousy. Almost no signal on your phone. Constant breakup. Please put it back. I'll put it back somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Guys... It's a bonus. The radio show is the thing. It's great that you interact on the Periscope. I love it. But if you're just going to send me a load of abuse, I'd switch it off. Switch it off. I'll switch it off now. Listen there.
Spot the father of two sons.
Switch it off.
You can't play nicely.
Come on, guys.
Don't matter.
Please put phone back on tripod. Bad connection in your crotch. Thanks. You can't see what I'm doing now, Periscope, but I'm giving you the finger. And I'm making coffee.
Wow.
It's a bonus. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you wish to call us on Talk Radio.
And I find that terrifying.
What'd you
Sitting
find?
in your chair.
Well, it's easy.
Well, because the phone box thing don't work all the time.
It's not easy. I'm brilliant.
Well.
Brilliant. Phone box don't work. It's rubbish, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And there's also that thing of it's your party and, suddenly it's me opening the front door.
Grace Dent has just liked Ian's live on Periscope.
Oh, dear.
Stop it! Go away! In bonus! There's a Roman... You ever played ping pong?
Yeah.
It's rubbish, isn't it?
It's rubbish. We were on our honeymoon and...
no, we weren't.
No, my husband came second in a ping pong competition to someone who took her own bat on holiday.
My honeymoon was spent listening to Down the Line in a hammock.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was
sweet.
Romantic. She did what? She took her own bat?
Yeah.
Was she playing in a bikini?
No.
Okay, sports you can play in your underwear. Volleyball.
Sumo.
Okay, all right, my go.
I got one.
I got
Really
one.
good one.
I got one. Sprints.
Kabaddi.
Okay, we'll play it with underwear games you can play in your underwear. Well, if it's cold, tiddlywinks.
Turkish wrestling.
Okay, you're going for the foreign. The foreigners do like to play around in their pants, don't they?
They oil them up, right? And part of the technique is to grab the other one's pants and give them a right wedgie.
Okie dokie. Let's think what else you can...
play in your pants.
Okay, shh. Ooh. Done volleyball. Oh, rounders.
You can't play rounders in your pants.
Why not? Right, baseball.
Right.
It's hot in America. Baseball.
No.
Because pants are trousers. My boys have just found out that pants mean trousers.
Pants. I used to say pants for trousers.
I know it's a northern thing as well, but it's just...
Your kecks is something else.
Yeah. It's just not right.
Pants. I've got some new pants, my mum would say, and she would show us her pants.
It's wrong, that. It's weird, that, isn't it?
All right, bedroom gymnastics.
Oh, that's disgusting. There's a Roman villa. Oh, wait, 499 1000. There's a Roman villa under our house, but Dad insists I won't let anyone dig up my home. All he set out to do was brighten up an old... He looks like Jack Nicholson there, doesn't he?
Let's have a look.
The dad. It's Jack Nicholson in one of his intelligent films. Chinatown or something. The postman always rings twice, knocks twice. What does he do? Doesn't matter. So he and his 10-year-old son could play ping pong in it. Spoil.
Wow, hang on. Stop.
Yeah.
Ping pong is an indoor game.
Yeah, in the barn. He wants to play it in the barn.
Blimey.
But Luke Irwin shed new light on ancient history too, when workmen laying electricity cables unearthed one of Britain's largest Roman villas in his back garden. He's screwed. He is now screwed. He's
That's
got
not his garden anymore.
No, the Queen owns that. The Roman Queen, Boudica.
She was not a Roman, and she would have killed you for saying that.
She owns it, and she can dig it up and do what he can never... This is the joy of this story. This guy can never, ever sell that actual house.
Well, you can, once you've had a good dig around in it.
Iain Lee is having an actual periscope strop, says Jim John Jameson. Double Dump has let himself down today. Hashtag Wi-Fi connection.
Wow.
Hashtag I'm close to blocking you.
Jim John Jameson.
Jim John Jameson.
No.
I am close to blocking you. The site is so huge, it stretches partly under the rug designer's...
Hang on.
He's a rug designer. Look at that. I'm in the wrong business. That's the house. That's the house he lives in.
Of a rug designer.
From designing rugs. I mean, what do you put in this? What shape should we do today?
Square.
No, rectangle. All right. Mix it up a bit. And experts have hailed the extraordinarily well-preserved find in Tisbury near Salisbury, Wiltshire, as unparalleled in recent years.
He's made that money out of tripping up pensioners. That's what rugs do.
Here we go. He's clever. He's canny. Any further excavation under the house was put in doubt last night after Mr. Irwin insisted he played a card.
Go on.
Archaeologists won't be able to touch his Grade 2 listed home because it's protected by English heritage.
Boom!
England versus Rome. It's the playoffs. Who's going to win? English heritage. Heritage. Can't do nothing.
But how sure are you that English heritage won't go, we've got loads of houses, we haven't got too many Roman villas. Knock it down.
Mr. Irwin, 48, felt a frisson of excitement.
Oh.
What a life this guy leads. And was reminded of seeing the ruins of Pompeii when he was a 7-year-old boy. He immediately called in the experts.
Whoa.
After trousering a few treasures.
Whoa. He went to Pompeii at 7 and he can remember it.
Back home for tea. I can remember stuff at 7.
Really?
The boys won't remember the circus yesterday, but they'll remember stuff.
We went to Pompeii when I was a kid, and all I remember about it is that Mum bought a filthy book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got loads of those frescoes of people doing that, and doing this, and doing that.
Turn your radio off, line 1.
Hello.
You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, man? You like the show's it's kind of a bit psychedelic, like.
Yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, I need some advice. Like, I've been doing a bit of gardening.
Oh, yeah.
And the missus is getting a bit of a pain about it because it's doing me knees in.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you do any tips, like, for, like...
Oh, yeah, you get those strap-ons. Get 2 strap-ons.
Strap-ons for what?
Oh, for your knees. You get these, like, little pads you strap on. They just kind of... strap-ons or Velcro or elastic. But
do you need some lubrication for that, like?
No. Just put these little pads, knee pads. Pete Townsend... You know when you see Pete Townsend of The Who... Right.
Oh,
and he does
things, old Pete.
No, he don't. But he does the women. He jumps up and he lands on his knees and he skids across the stage.
Yeah.
He's wearing knee pads. That's actually a fact.
He's not stupid then, is he?
He's not stupid. When I found that out, part of me went, oh, and part of me went, oh, sensible though.
Yeah, it's a sensible precaution.
Hope that helps, caller. Thank you very much indeed. I like Pete. I'd love to get Pete Townsend on the show. I would love to get Pete Townsend. Evidence of plastered walls, a hypercaust or underfloor heating system, plunge pool and bath were also found. And experts identified a child's coffin.
Oh.
Which had been unwittingly used by Mr. Irwin as a planter for geraniums.
The swine!
Unwittingly. I bet he knew. This guy strikes me as very peculiar. Mr. Irwin, who bought his farmhouse and 5 acres of surrounding land in 2012, and whose wife Alice...
What did she do? Come on. Shall I have a guess?
Go on.
Baby massage.
Nope.
Am I close?
You wonder why they live in a house like this?
Okay. She's someone rich's daughter.
The Duchess of Cornwall's niece.
Boom.
Said, "You look out at an empty field from your front door, yet 1,500 years ago there was the biggest house possibly in all of Britain."
No, Heis.
Heis! Archaeologists... the mosaic was first discovered in February last year after Mr. Irwin, who also has a daughter...
Yeah?
...decided his barn would make a perfect ping-pong hall for him and his son Otis. Why is the daughter not involved in this ping-pong shenanigan? That's what I want to know. Yes, line 1.
Hello?
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 Yes?
Hello? I kind of did this as a dare. I didn't know I'd go straight through. Wow.
This is what happens after midnight, yes. Well, who dared you?
I did it myself.
You dared can you dare yourself?
Double
I
dare.
suppose we can.
I did.
What's your
I
name, fella?
listen to you on the podcast. I'm Deck.
Say that again, sorry.
Deck. D-E-C, like Ant and Deck.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I'm nervous now. This is fun.
Well, it is fun. Enjoy it. It's fun. And after you, we're going to go to a break, so it's all groovy, man.
Ride the buzz, Deck.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I am. I normally listen to you on the podcast. I've been listening since, I guess Vinny?
Yeah.
If you remember Vinny from a very long time ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what, I'd actually try and call you.
Well, you've called me. And it works.
Yeah.
And that's good. We get lots of people who do the... Well done you for speaking, because we do get people who call it to see if it works, and they go straight to air, and then they panic and bottle it and go, oh, and put the phone down. So well done you for... Is there anything you'd like to ask me or Catherine?
I don't know now. Now everything's gone blank.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, don't worry about it.
Now I'm going to go and bottle.
No, don't bottle it. Shall I cut you off? There we go. 0844 499 1000. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello there, Ian.
Hello, line 1.
I've heard you're very sceptical about remote viewing.
Yes, it's nonsense. This is where you sit in one room and you can watch someone on the other side of the world.
Well, yes, but I'm here to prove to you that it's not bullshine.
Oh, beautiful. Away you go, boss.
Right. Now, we've got to do, an experiment here. I've been getting my energy up all day.
Oh, yes, good, yes. You have to, yes.
Right, have you got a piece of paper?
Yes, I have got a piece of paper. Yes, I've got a piece of paper here.
And do you have a pen?
Yes, I do, sir.
I want you to write something down on that piece of paper, and then I'm going to guess what it is.
Okay. Is it so I've got to write like a sentence or a word or?
Just a word or a phrase or something, anything you want.
Okay, yeah. I've written a name.
That's good. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm thinking. The energy's coming. Is it Ghostbusters 2?
Oh no, I've written Cox. Sorry about that. You didn't see Cox? You didn't say Cox. I wrote Professor Brian Cox. I wrote Cox down. Because I thought we were... See, science versus the mystical. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Can we talk this up a little bit? It's a little bit low. Oh, it's the Kinks. Huh? Thank you very much indeed. Fashion steam trains. Thank you very much indeed. Ah, dear. 0844 499. What? 65 quid. 65 quid. 0844 499 1000. I have some. Shall I read these words? I've been given a script. I'm supposed to do it smoothly, and I can never do the live read smoothly. So, going on a holiday, on the move, sitting at the bus stop. Then make sure you download the new Talk Radio. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll do this in a second. Can I just okay. Download the Talk Radio app now, guys. Listen live 24/7, whether it's Paul Ross in the morning or Iain Lee's unique late night musings. Who writes this stuff? The Talk Radio app is the best way to keep tabs on everything from politics to celebrity culture, all delivered with intelligence. That's this show. Humour, this show. Passion. That's not this show. Visit talkradio.co.uk for more details on how to listen, or go to your provider's app store to download today, and make sure you don't miss a bloomin' thing. The reason I'm hesitating there is because I'm just trying a little something that may or may not work. Bear with me. But by the way, if you want to call in, you're more than welcome to. 0844 499 1000. Calls cost 7 pence per minute, plus your provider's access charge. They will cost considerably more from a mobile phone. Now, I'm just trying something on my thing. I should be able to... I wonder what happens if I do this. I can sketch... There we go. I can sketch. There we go. I can draw on Periscope now, ladies and gentlemen. I can draw on Periscope. Do you see? I got the beta for Periscope there. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. I shall be, maybe I'll pop if I've got the Kinks on my iPod, I shall pop them on the way home. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. So, here, I completely forgot to do this. This is what the whole show was going to be about, and I completely forgot to do it. My humblest apologies. A battery powered by Wii could become an environmentally friendly source of power. Boom. I'm in. I'm in, guys. I'll have some of this. The P-powered microbial fuel cell. And the thing is, I wee a lot, man. I always have done, ever since I was... always. I'm up in the night 3 or 4 times a night to go and pee. And I've had it checked out. I'm fine. Absolutely fine. But I have to go a lot. I could probably power the West Midlands with my urine. The P-powered microbial fuel cell. How the hell can a battery work with urine? 0844 499 1000. costs as little as £1 and was designed to create affordable, renewable and carbon-neutral energy for poor or remote areas. A single 1-inch square fuel cell can generate enough power to power a mobile phone by using bacteria to turn organic matter, such as urine, into electricity. I'm in, man. Of course we should be doing this. This is exactly what we should be doing.
So how do you, if it powers your phone, how do you charge your phone? Do you have to put your phone on the ground and just go on it?
Well, I would hold it. I wouldn't put it on the ground in case I trod on it. But you're at the urinal and you have a waz, and yes.
And your phone's at 100%.
Your phone is at 100, depending on the strength of your stream. That's the thing you've got to. That's the thing. I'm trying to find something in the papers, and honestly, apart from a battery powered by pee, there's nothing in the papers at all today. And it's the weird thing, isn't it? Wouldn't it be delightful if the papers went, do you know what? We got nothing. We got nothing. So, is the podcast all done? Yeah. Are we leaving bang on one? Yeah. Beautiful. It'd be nice if the papers just went, do you know what? We got nothing. We got nothing. I mean, the front page of the Mail is this story about a drone hitting an airplane.
Yeah, but it didn't, though, did it?
Nothing happened. I thought it was like a surface-to-air missile. Nothing happened. We know those.
But it could have.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could have. I'm surprised that hasn't happened. I don't want to give ISIS any ideas. I'm sure they thought of it. It must be well easy to order a surface-to-air missile off of the internet.
I think that such plots have been foiled.
Well, have they?
Well, yeah, because they didn't happen.
But what about the next one? I'm not making light of it. Genuinely, line 1, you're on the wireless. And now's a great time for the phones to pack in. Do I sound like I got a cob on? 65 quid! That's what I got a cob on. 65 quid and those smug gets in the Apple store. Hey, buddy! Hey, buddy, can I help you, buddy? Yeah, where's the till? Oh, I can take that for you here now, buddy. I want to go and stand in a queue at a till. Excuse me, is anyone serving? We're a bit busy, man. Can you give us a couple of minutes, buddy?
Wow.
I want to spend 65 knicker on a piece of tat. Line 1. Turn your radio off. Now, that's one of the people that was testing to see if it worked, and it bottled it. I've got the big... Look, I can do this. Hang on a minute.
Wow. That was what that app was made for, right?
There we go. That's what that's all about.
That's a little joke just for the periscopers. What would you draw if you could draw something with your finger on a screen?
If I could turn back time.
A crying cactus.
0844 499 1000. And there really is nothing else. Even the Star, right? The Daily Star.
What do you mean, even the Star?
The Star is Britain's greatest newspaper.
It's porn for cowards.
Yep. Minister and... Here we go. I've not even read this story. Andy Murray and the daddy of all strops.
Oh, dear.
Andy Murray has hit out at critics who said the arrival of his new baby was making him play worse. I'm saying worse, but it sounds like less, doesn't it? Worse. The Brit tennis ace slammed telepundits who suggested his dip in form was down to sleepless nights. He said he would rather become a terrible player than be known as a dad.
Oh.
The 2-time Grand Slam winner. Is he only 28?
Yeah.
That flipping... The young lad, I can never remember his name. James is coming in on Wednesday. What's James's last name? Oh, my mind has gone a complete blank. Do you know what? Today's show. Can we forget today's show ever happened?
Today's show started with a flourish.
It started off well, and it kind of ended badly. I think we can say, and that's fine. We've not really had a dud since we've been here. So
here's your dud.
James Buckley. James Buckley. Mine's terrible. He's like 19 or something, isn't he?
No, he's 28.
He's coming in. I'm literally old enough to be his dad if I started having it away when I was 14, which some people do. I still let him. We might as well let him play. They're fine. The two-time... But Andy Murray's only 28. He's one of those people that looks older than me. I'm at that weird age now where I'll be talking to blokes. Remember, people... I nearly said a name there. People we worked with at the last place who were like 6 months older than me, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And they look like they're in their 50s, and they're the same age as me. There was a fella I used to work with at LBC who was younger than me, and he looked about 50, and I think, flipping it, I'm 2 years older than him. God, what do I look like? I know I look like a fat old man. That's what I look like. Do you know why? Because that's what I am. Who thinks this really rocks? It's not actually my favourite song from the album. I was kind of just
lying.
It's the first one that popped to mind that wasn't one of the obvious ones, guys. What's in today's pod?
Today's pod has got Loy in it, who is
Loy. Beautiful, yeah, well done, Loy.
I put Gatford in because he was unseasonably violent. And many, many more hits.
I tell you what, guys, let's never mention today's show again. Tomorrow I've invited new callers. Flipping out, it could be an absolute disaster. Oh, God, I want to be sick.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Pick up your phone and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.